How is it every single week the sporting world decides somewhere, some way, some shape or form is going to open its own butt crack and just fall
D.
into it? Like
Imagine
I
if
don't
you
understand it, man.
imagine if you will, D. You're asleep. You're asleep on a Wednesday night. You drank your warm milk. You go into bed. You
Hmm.
get a loud buzzing on your phone at midnight. You look up and you see that ESPN is reporting that you got fired from your job.
Doo-doo, doo-doo-doo.
Urban Meyer fired from Jacksonville. I'm Urban Meyer. The fuck is going on?
Nah, hell
Urban
going on?
Urban Meyer at midnight, folks, got fired, and it was hilarious to see that shit.
I'm just saying.
I was playing Pokemon, and all of a sudden
How?
my phone went
How,
off.
Sway? How, Sway? Because here's the thing. Like, that was funny, right before that was funny, man. The first thing I saw when I woke up today was that Urban Meyer got fired.
It's hilarious because all the jokes that were flying at midnight, because you know how late shift Twitter is, the jokes just
Man,
come a mile a minute. They
man,
were frying
I
his
couldn't stay awake
ass.
last night. I wish I could. Because I would have been on Twitter and I would have seen that.
The
I would have
jokes
definitely
were
seen that last
flying
night.
fast. Oh my god, I was dying. I was like, this nigga got fired and he was probably dead asleep. Just-
You know what? Here's the thing, Chris. We talked about this before. When was the writing on the wall? I tell you when the writing was on the wall. After all that shenanigans went down, and
yeah,
he
when he
went to
was
the
getting
team and told them what happened, and he said, "All right, let's get out there and win." And he leaves. The second he leaves,
D,
when that happened, I like he gone.
who knew
It's only a matter of time.
when you
He's
look at
gone.
college coaches coaching in NFL, who knew that Pete Carroll would be him and Harbaugh would be the two successes?
But Harbaugh didn't come from college like that. Number one, and
Okay, fair.
number two, Pete Carroll was in the NFL before he went back to college because
Okay,
he was a coach in the NFL. Not a he was a head coach, but he wasn't
he was in the mix.
yeah, he was in the mix.
I didn't know
And
that.
then
I thought
then
he
he
came
went to
straight from.
USC.
I thought he was from USC, then came to NFL. Oh
Mm-mm-mm.
wow.
See, here's the thing about all that. It always boils down to the same BS. It is stupid to me. It always boils down to the same thing. This guy can't talk to grown men.
Yeah,
It
Spurrier.
just
It happened.
always boils down to that
It
same
happened to
thing. This guy
Spurrier.
cannot talk to grown men.
Spurrier, Urban Meyer. Who else? Saban.
I got to say, just Saban. Oh God, that piece of shit that came from Louisville. I forgot his name because I hate
It's
him
the
so much.
idea that you could take how you handled a bunch of young
Ooh,
adults.
ooh, 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 ooh. NBA got that same problem
Oh
too.
yeah. It's
Yeah,
all in. It's like how you carried yourself in front of young adults who are trying to find themselves as young adults. I mean, a bunch of 18, 19, 20, 21 year olds. And then
hmm
you got a bunch of grown ass adults in the NFL. It's a different beast because those grown ass adults will sit there and look at you and say, "Go fuck yourself," and
yeah.
keep it moving. And
It,
some of
it,
them are more paid more than you.
and that's
So
the shocking part. And Shannon Sharp said that off the break. He was like, the one thing that he gonna learn real quick is that when you was out there, when you was at your college, you was the biggest thing at your college. Now you in the NFL, you a coach, you a new coach in the NFL. Do you know that a backup quarterback got more job security than you right now?
now
Do you realize
he
that
started
you
off well
like
enough.
because all of them come in there thinking they can do whatever they want, and they all do.
Now, on the surface level, he started off well enough. We talked about this way at the beginning of the season when he basically cut Tim Tebow. And like I said,
No,
Troy Aikman
no,
said it best.
we should
No,
have
no,
known when he got Tim
but
Tebow.
that's what I'm saying. When he let go of Tim Tebow and stuff, and Troy Aikman said, "Hey, that's sending a message to the locker room that you're taking this shit seriously." I was like, "All right, cool." Then after that first game,
I stand by what I said. I think no, I don't. No. You know what? When he got Tebow, that should have just that was it.
but see, I
That was the
understood it
first
as
red
him.
flag, bro.
I thought he humored it
That
because
was the
maybe the owners.
exact first flag, and none of us and everybody just kind of ignored it. Like, oh, he's just doing a college coach thing. Every time a college coach done that shit, it always blew up in their face.
I thought he just did it to human owners. That's why I thought it was.
You know what? I
But
don't
to
know
me,
what Khan wanted. I don't know what Khan wanted. Oh, speaking of which, I always wanted to say this. I got to say this right now. The worst thing for AEW, if they want AEW to still be like, a wrestling show and not sports entertainment, the worst thing that can happen to them is if the fucking Jacksonville Jaguars get any type of successful. They're going to be in every goddamn episode. Y'all going to talk about the Jaguars. Somebody's going to come out wearing a jersey.
no
Anyway,
D, no D. You know what's gonna happen, right?
My God,
Trevor
Lawrence
Lawrence!
in the middle of the goddamn ring.
Nah. You got slow walk this shit. Oh, here in attendance tonight is Trevor Lawrence. Say hi, Trevor. Trevor and his family, and it's like, what's Trevor Lawrence doing at AEW? I know he was a wrestling fan.
We'll look at his shit in the first row.
It's like Jacksonville is 6-0, you
Go
dumbass.
back to Clemson.
But yeah, Urban Meyer. It's funny that this is going to be the talking point because guess what, D? I feel that this is the smokescreen that the NFL needed to go away from the fact that 80-something players got hit with the Omnicron COVID.
Omnicron.
Yeah.
Omicron Perseid. That's the name of it.
Yes.
Wait a minute. 80 what?
It said 80 players supposedly throughout the whole NFL.
I thought you was going to say the NFL is covering the fact that Daniel Snyder actually got lawyers to actually shut up all the people that was actually going to testify against him. It actually came out yesterday.
What are you talking about? Just sprinkle some COVID in the news and it goes away because nobody's talking about that.
Do you realize that Daniel Snyder had lawyers?
He covered up a lot of shit.
It's trying to silence people.
It's not getting waves there. So D, you want to know why? Because guess what? The Washington hey, guess what, guys? The Washington football team, much like a good chunk of teams right now this week from what we're hearing, they're devastated by COVID now. And now even their practice squad might be possibly covered. So now they're scrambling to try to fucking find players for this Sunday's game. And I'm like, oh God.
That is ugly, man. That is ugly that we had to be seeing. We see this several times.
Some of these teams got lax. I gotta be real. I think some of these teams got lax. I really feel they got lax with it because right now Dallas,
I really think they did. You know what? You're probably right. They just got
like from what I'm hearing, Dallas hasn't get hit with COVID, and maybe that's because I mean, even when I look at Dallas' sidelines, I'm noticing there are people wearing masks on the sidelines. So I'm like, all right,
but everybody's doing that. You see, and even the whole thing about the mask on the sideline is what it comes down to. What we already knew. Even if you're vaccinated, you can still get it,
but you can return quicker though. That's the thing.
That's what I'm saying. You're going to return regardless of it. You can still catch it. We knew that was still going to be a thing. And with these guys being out the way they are, yeah, of course that's going to happen, man. Of course that's going to get spread around. Look, nigga, if Mercer shuts down a whole fucking locker room, what the fuck you think? That's what I'm saying.
I think they're only scrambling.
There's an outbreak that can happen in that joint when it comes to COVID. So yes, everybody's vaccinated. But it's still going to be there.
And the new NFL rule now that if you cancel a game, you ain't getting paid. I understand why teams like, fuck, get some players now, please. God damn, we don't want to lose money.
See, I that's the one thing I was afraid of. You know what I mean? That's the one thing I was really afraid of. They was going to have to really start looking for other players. It was going to turn into some replacement bullshit. They was going to have some problems with that. Just straight up, they're just going to have problems with it.
Somebody working at Denny's is like, hey, watch this. Dan Snyder called you. You ready to play? Shit,
boy. Remember back in the 1970s where white guys really thought they can go from being like a mechanic to like being the starting quarterback for a football team? Remember that crap?
Hey, sir, I watched that Marky Mark
coming back.
I watched that Marky Mark movie, Invincible. You can believe.
The Tony Danza one was better.
Oh, you mean Disney
movie? Look, see what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna lie. I love.
This ain't the Ernest movie. This ain't the Ernest movie where he taught the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and like, well, Kareem, I just want to play basketball. Well, sometimes you just got to find the right shoe, and he gets a shoe and he gets magic powers. That's magic powers.
Tony Danza
By
was
the way,
a
by the way, I'm thinking about that, Chris. That seems like an earnest movie that we should do for
meanwhile,
working title sports.
meanwhile Tony Danza played a garbage man that was like, yeah, we need a field goal kicker. All right, sure, fine.
Field goal kicker. Was he? He was a dishwasher, wasn't he?
No, he was a garbage man that could
Oh yeah,
that could kick footballs really well. And the Philadelphia Eagles was like, man, we really
Philly.
need to Philly. Marky Mark was a bartender.
A bartender, yeah. But hold on. Now, was that a real story, or was that like
Apparently that was a real story. He walked on for the Philadelphia Eagles because he was a former player, and you know how it is. It's like he's washed up and he's a bartender now. That is a staple of every.
Chris, you know I hate saying this. That's some white people bullshit right there.
Yes. Dude, fucking what's his face is getting a goddamn movie. Kurt Warner is getting a goddamn movie.
Yeah, Kurt Warner getting the movie.
I forgot he started off in I totally forgot that he started out in what was it arena football. And I saw the trailer for it and I was like, oh, he started out when arena football was starting out. Oh, yes, damn, I didn't know that. I did not know that.
Grocery bagger and all the rest of that shit. You know, here's the thing against me. Like that's cool and all that. We don't get the one where the nigga was like a security guard. His baby mama left.
Hey, look, I'm gonna need fucking Will Packer or somebody to give us a black sports movie where a nigga was working security at fucking Dream or something like that.
Man, we don't get the one with where the dude used to play cornerback. He broke his leg in high school and he was working at Foot Locker for the last 6.5 years.
You know what? Fuck it. If we're gonna start this, they just need to do the Master P story where it ends with him playing ball for the fucking Toronto Raptors.
No.
As he dunks.
Didn't they have something like that already?
Crossover don't count. Crossover don't count, sir.
Shut up. He wasn't in crossover.
No, he wasn't.
What movie? No. Speaking of which, that's another movie.
I'm just saying, there's no black movie of a sports. That has to happen. If you give Kurt Warner a movie, we need a black unknown sports athlete we don't know about to get a movie like that. That's all I'm saying. Fair is fair, to be honest. If we're gonna be real.
No. We got see because when it comes to black people,
technically I did do a review of the black college athlete who was taking care of his brother, and he kind of opened the door for college athletes to
what was that?
It was the Disney movie that came out like a couple of months ago.
Oh, and it came out now.
Yeah, it was basically about the NCAA. You know how they had the
I know what you're talking about. I forgot the name of the joke. Yeah, because I remember you and Eris reviewed that. I forgot.
I forgot it. But I'm like, I just need one on the level of Kurt Warner. Like, give me a black athlete that was working somewhere struggling.
The point is. People eat up those stories. Like there's always this line in all of them. He had the courage to try. There's always like this overly dramatic, regular ass play for a 4-yard gain that he does.
Here's the sick part.
I hate Rudy for that. That's why we won't review Rudy.
Here's the sick part, D. Here's what gets me. Of course, Kurt Warner grew up in the Midwest, so we gotta get the scene of him with the silhouette of him in the cornfields throwing the ball, and I'm like, this is the most Midwest white shit ever.
No. Tire swing, throw it. Dad has a 1987 Ford Ranger, and you just hear the old door close like, Kurt, why don't you go inside for a little bit? But Dad, I'm still throwing that. Kurt, get inside. We talked about this. See, his dad was a drunk. You see, Kurt's dad. That never fucking happened. We were middle class.
And then the one scene in the movie, before we continue, is like Kurt's son in the trailer was like, I believe you're the best football player, Dad. And I was like, okay, movie.
Kids say shit like that.
I get it. The kids do say that. That's
kids
fair.
Say the most amazing, uplifting shit to you. Stop putting it in movies.
Because it makes it not believable, even though it is believable. You know, it's
Like,
like,
here's the that's the reason why everybody hates that one word. Like, one girl that always come there. I told my daughter, "Hey, we going to the ice cream store." She looked at me and, "Mom, you know ice cream is not good for her." And I told her, "Baby, you right. My baby girl, shut up, shut up,
shut up.
shut up. None
Or
of that happened."
or 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 for us black folks, I dress my son up as Nipsey because he loves Nipsey. No, what the fuck he doesn't. He's 2 years old. Put him in a Spider-Man suit. What are we doing here?
No. I dressed up my son as a businessman because he said, "Mom, we got to be on point or something."
Dress your kid up as Spider-Man. What are we doing here? I'm sorry. Like, I feel we had normal childhoods, D. I just remember being 2 years old. I want to be a superhero. I never wanted to be a
Now here's
businessman.
the
I'm just
here's
saying.
the now here's the thing. I know, like when parents from the 50s talk about themselves, they never put it in perspective because the perspective is they grew up in like a shithole and
I
they
walked
were and
6
like they
miles to get milk,
like 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 here's the thing. I can say this for kids of the 80s.
play
Like, yeah,
football
it
with
was
no
simple back.
pads.
Like, we were like this. It was simple back then. Then we show how it looked in the 80s. It was like straight up like, New Jack City around us. It was simple, man. What you talking about? Man, back then people knew how to talk to each other. Give me the motherfucking money, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
We
Like,
can't say that because we grew up
it's
in
like this. We can't we do that all the time. I knew Bammers that grew up in Section 8 housing all their life around gunfire that got the nerve to say it was never this violent when I was a kid.
Now, see, here's the thing.
Oh,
If I
yo,
have kids,
man.
God willing, I have kids, right? I'm not gonna sell my kids on a fantasy like I had it rough. It's like kids. I grew up in a fucking suburban neighborhood in
Let me
Clinton,
tell you something,
Maryland. It
kid.
was
Let me tell
nice.
you
All
something,
right.
kid. That was technically white by black people standards.
Black people didn't really get in our neighborhood until about early 90s. But the 80s, great.
Dad, is it
Fine.
colorism? No, son, that's not colorism. That's actually classism within the black community. Now, it has changed dramatically over the last 30 years, and this is to black people being affluent in their own communities and also actually reaching out in different ways. Education helps. Actually, reform in certain states help. Now, I said certain states, not all states. And in certain communities, even in the deep south. You know what? Here's a chalkboard, son. Let me show you all this.
But going back to Urban Meyer, Urban Meyer had the nerve, D. I don't know if you saw this. This motherfucker had the nerve as he's on his way out from being fired to say, I had a better personnel at Bowling Green. I'm like, go fuck yourself, sir.
I'm sorry,
Really?
he had a what?
A better personnel at Bowling Green than the ones on the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm like,
Okay, I got
nigga,
a question.
what?
Didn't you hire half of them?
Thank you.
Wasn't one of them like a convicted sex offender or some shit like that? I
Something
don't
like
know
that. He
what
touched
was.
somebody. I don't know. He touched
Yeah,
somebody
yeah, some man.
inappropriately.
Somebody was. I don't know. You know what, Urban? You would do the guy on the. You would do the guy on the airplane.
Thank you.
I mean, they didn't fly back with your team. Next thing you know, you got somebody's wife on your lap.
No, somebody's girlfriend that rubbing up on you. When he said that, I'm like, dude, you're on your way out, and you said that to the team as a big middle finger to him. Like, what did the players do to you, sir? Like, they just played under you. Like, what the
I'm like, yo, you are so wild. You know, here's the thing. Khan did the right thing. You should have pulled the plug a long time ago. You was trying to
well,
make
they
something work.
beat Miami D, and Khan was like, all right, I give him a shot. He beat Miami. We're 1-6. We might have a shot. Womp womp womp. It's still good. It's still good.
I mean, Jacksonville is in a hole. It's funny that we talk about the hole that the Washington Football Club is in. It seems that they at least got the right idea how to get out of said hole. I don't know what Jacksonville's doing anymore.
They gotta hire a better coach. That's or
Man,
needs
no,
to.
look, man, look. I know they're trying to put money towards that team to really trying to make it work, man. But yo, man, they need
Speaking
to
of,
turn around.
but speaking of which, I want D to. I think D can do a better job of explaining this. So, F1 happened, and Max
Oh, it
Verstappen.
happened.
Oh, it happened. It happened. Max
Oh,
Verstappen
it
won.
happened.
Now, before I let D explain what happened and stuff, I find it funny that despite Max winning, the big news cycle was Lewis Hamilton getting knighted. I'm like, wow,
I
Lewis
don't
getting
know.
knighted
See,
overpowers Max
it's
being
kind of
winning.
funny.
That's hilarious.
It's kind of funny, and I think it's an English thing, to be honest with you, because
Probably.
Because Max Verstappen, Max Verstappen is he's Dutch,
Yeah, he's Dutch.
so I think the Dutch getting any victory over the English is a fuck you.
It is.
So that's one thing, because it's funny because all year the British media was eating up Lewis Hamilton, but I think the British media is just trash. But
I mean, we saw it with the royal family; they're trash.
I'm
It's
not,
not
like at least the media that I see, and I'm not trying to even look at their Daily Mail shit. It's just like the shit I see
Oh no, no, there are people in
from
the
them.
UK that literally say that the UK media is trash just as much as America's media
Like,
is trash.
like it's like this. It's like this. The way they report sports is funny. I think just like America, they got some really good analysts,
Oh
really
yeah,
good people that know the sport and all the rest of that. And then when it comes to journalism, that's where it gets to be a gray area, because people are like, oh man, this is better, that's better. And some people think that the British do it better. I'm like, you just like their accent. So anyway, I don't know which is better. You know what I mean? So it's not that. It's not that, but it's just kind of funny to me. I'm taken back how they cared all of a sudden that Lewis's dad was there to hug him and shit like that. And I'm like, y'all just dogged this motherfucker out a couple weeks ago, his dad. And I'm like, it's just weird. So whatever. But besides all that, what happened in the race was it was very tight in the beginning. It was very tight in the beginning of the race. Lewis got to end up getting ahead of Max. He was ahead of Max the whole entire race. Now, what ended up happening at one point, Lewis was like 20 seconds ahead of Max. Max goes to pit. Lewis doesn't. Now, Lewis is saying, why the fuck I'm not pitting, this, that, or other. Don't go against strategy. We're not trying to lose time. We're trying to get this shit. We got this motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Adam did the rights basically.
Adam did the rights. Suddenly at the end, and this is where it gets funny, and this is where it gets funny amongst the people that know history of F1, because it's not the first time some shit like this happened from all the way in the back row that fucks up a race. Mitch Schumacher taps I think it was Nicholas Latifi. Latifi goes flying, hits the wall, slows down the race for a couple laps. At this point, it's a yellow flag. Max gets new tires. Lewis does it again. Lewis is kind of mad, but he's just staying behind the safety car. Now, here's the thing. This is where it gets to suck. Where it gets to suck is that, well, so Lewis is just going to have to stay behind the safety car the whole time and win. And that would fucking happen in normal circumstances. And a lot of people didn't like it. Nobody did, but Lewis kind of earned the right to do it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, no. Let's reline up for one final sprint on the last lap of the race.
Cause ratings.
Wait, what?
Cause ratings.
Motherfuckers are letting Max pass them. They're like, wait a minute, what we doing again? They're questioning it. Everybody like, wait, so they're gonna do what? Everybody's getting excited. Everybody, like, not every, if you root for Max, you have a right to get excited because he has one more final chance. Everybody else on the other hand, like, stop, wait, we're gonna do what? Right before they said go, Max is already a smidget up, and they're like going after that. Ends up winning the race off the final lap.
Yep.
Bullshit. Mercedes flips out like, what the hell was that? Here at Bottas on the radio, Lewis's teammate, his final race, there was like, all right, like Valtteri, you I forgot what place he was in. He's like, yeah, he's like, good. He said Lewis came in second, Max won. Like, oh, really? He like, that's bullshit. And next thing just like, thank you for all your help. It's been a good 5 years. Sorry I had to end. So like, yeah, man, like, you like, yeah, I love you guys, man. Like, come on. Even Valtteri, who's on his way out, who real talk about all rights, don't have to get shit. He doesn't have to care.
Doesn't have to.
Lewis. But he's like, I'm sorry, what?
It was.
George Russell in the back. Like, yeah, it was good embrace, man. Good for Max. That was bullshit. Y'all saw that. What? everybody else, I gave it to everybody else. They congratulated, like, yeah, it's different.
And like the crazy
They're
part
doing the
is,
right move by not saying that. The only reason why George Russell say that shit because he's going to Mercedes next year, so he want to look like he's good. So I understand that shit with him. But everybody else is like, yeah, bruh, yeah, you tough, man. It was a good year though, right?
and I mean, and the thing of it is too, that's crazy is that okay.
Everybody lost their shit. I was sick, bro. I was
So
so
so this
sick
so
after
so
that. That
so,
it made no sense.
so this is the Mercedes letter. Dear Formula One and community fans, we left Abu Dhabi in disbelief of what we had just witnessed. Of course, it's part of the game to lose a race, but it's something different when you lose faith in racing. Together
Mhm.
with Lewis, we have deliberated carefully over how to respond to the events of Formula One season finale. We have always been guided by our love of the sport, and we believe that every competition should be won on merit. In the race on Sunday, many felt, us included, that the way things unfolded was not right. The reason we protested the race result on Sunday was because of the safety car regulations that were applied in a new way that affected the race result after Lewis had been in a commanding lead and on course to win the world championship. We appealed in the interest of sporting fairness, and we have since then been in a constructive dialogue with with FIA and Formula One to create clarity for the future so that all competitors know the rules under which they are racing and how they will be enforced. Thus, we welcome the decision by the FIA to install a commission to thoroughly analyze what happened with Abu Dhabi and to improve the robustness of rules, governance, and decision making in Formula One. We also welcome that they invited teams and drivers to take part. We at Mercedes team will actively work with the commission to build a better Formula One for every team and every fan who loves the sport. We will hold the FIA accountable for this process, and we hereby withdraw our appeal.
Yeah, they went ahead and just said we're done. But what everybody is saying is, oh fuck, because if you don't, because real talk and um the channel that I saw this on was on the racing on YouTube. Really good channel. They do everything for F1. It's really fucking good. But they mentioned something that was true all year, all through the year. The main news was what? Red Bull's mad that Mercedes did something. Mercedes is mad that Red Bull
Mm-hmm.
did something. Back and forth, back and forth. The one thing that is very clear, Christian Horner for Red Bull needs to not be in the ear of the steward.
Mm-hmm.
Toto Wolff of Mercedes does not need to. Both of them on multiple occasions this year overstepped their boundary on that shit multiple times in the middle of the race. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that. I don't think that's a good idea. And if you go ahead and do this, this is egregious. It's like both of them in the middle of a race. It is like real talk and real talk. Imagine if you're a ref and every single thing that happens, every single thing you think is a foul or missed call, you got both coaches coming to you every single second. Get this right, 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 get this right. Every single fucking second. No, both of them. It's like, nah, the rules need to be like this. The rules need to be like that. No, both of y'all sit the fuck down.
Go home.
So
Go
both
home.
sides are going to get it. But here's the fun part about it. Mercedes has a lot of command. Now, Mercedes is now being our boy Eris, who's actually Eris, Jerry, our boy Jerry, and hopefully
Patrick.
Patrick can all be on our is all going to be on our Super Bowl show. We're going to be doing a racing movie. I haven't told y'all what racing movie we're going to do yet. Not going to tell you yet, but we're going to do that. But me and Eris was talking about a motorsport, and we was like, no, we was like, BMW is the kings right now. It's BMW and like Toyota. You know what I mean? They run pretty much everything. But when it comes to a lot of the FIA regulated like tours and tours and sporting events and all the rest of that shit, Mercedes has a lot of fucking pull. They have a lot of pull. And their world champion not winning, getting fucked the way he did. Oh, that's not just going to affect F1. That's going to affect our driver that's in the karting series. It's going to affect our drivers that's in the multiple GT series. That's
Yeah.
going to affect our driver that's going to be in the E series. So, oh yeah. They're gonna get it from them. They're gonna try the FIA. If they're smart, they're gonna try at least try to appease them as much as they can. But here's the thing, and it sucks onto all this for me, and I can wrap it up like this. I told all of y'all this year when it came to Max is a beast. He was a beast. I give it up. I gave it up to Max. That's not how you should win. I don't care that he won. Not
Yeah.
like
There's
not
better
like
ways.
that. Not like that. You know, because he knows that I know. The best thing about it though is the biggest thing about it was all the Dutch fans all of a sudden now acting like they all having a big ass party out there and shit. But the best thing about it, the rest of everybody else is more focused on Lewis Hamilton getting fucked over, right?
Mhm.
And at this point, it's like, who's the champion? Oh, Max is the champion. Yeah, yeah. You know Max is the champion. Like,
Oh,
you know,
oh, it's like the
like nobody
if I could find,
cares.
let me find that video. It's this
It
video of this white British guy. They were on a show and they were talking about it, right? This white guy, for some dumb reason, it's like he was like, "Oh, Max won, but I just don't see Lewis Hamilton ever trying to break that record." I'm like, and the guy that's like doing the interview is like, he's gonna break the record eventually, right? And it's like every time this guy is talking, it's like, just say you hate black people, dude, because you really just don't want to just
You
say,
know what? It's funny. It's funny when it comes to. I think at this point with Lewis, he's kind of gotten over that. A lot of like the people that are going to be detractors and really detractors because of your skin color, they're going to be that way.
oh,
Because I can
he
only
was an old
imagine.
ass dude too, as well. So I
Because
know he's been around.
I can only imagine. I can only imagine a Chinese a Chinese driver, a Japanese driver, an Indian driver, whatever. Somebody that is not white do good in that sport. It'll be the same type of fucking pressure, man. I can only I can imagine it'd be the same fucking way. Of course, it's gonna be worse. You know, you're a black man. How dare you? It's like
Yeah.
this. It's like this. Like what about a Chinese man? Ah.
Oh, let a Chinese man get in a NASCAR and actually win a race, man. Whew.
Woo! I would love to see what's his name? Actually, he's coming up at F1. Oh, it'd be funny. Guan Yu goes into motherfucking NASCAR. Dominate.
Him and Bubba Wallace fucking handshaking. It's like, look at that. The minorities are banding together.
I told you them Asians and them blacks is trying to make all the pretty babies and trying to take out the white man.
It's like, sir, your daughter loves the Asian guy. Just let it go.
Sir. I mean, part of the plan. That wasn't like plan A.
That was like plan B, maybe C. Don't know.
Look, black people. That was plan C, maybe B. Chinese people.
Giving them we're losing recipes.
Like, shut the fuck up.
It's like we're losing recipes. Don't do this.
Nah, man. Like we too old. Like we too old to say. Look, like ain't that right? Like black people. Yeah, we the two oldest civilizations. Chinese people. Yeah. Oldest. Yeah. I love that though. For real. I love the fact that Chinese people and black people have that claim that nobody is like, we were first, nigga. We had the biggest civilization. Get your hands off me. While y'all were in huts. See, that's racist as shit, nigga.
Now speaking of which, I think
dragons.
it actually happened this past Sunday. The annual Army Navy game, Navy won. Close game too.
Who was it brought to you by? It's like, nah. I already know who it was brought to you by.
Caesar Sportsbook. No, I'm just joking. It was Caesar Sportsbook. About to say Northrop Grumman.
I told myself, I wonder what happens if America lets betting be like it is in the UK. I'm seeing it now. Jesus Christ. If I see I love JB Smooth, but I see that dude one more damn time.
What for Caesar's playbook?
I'm giving power back to the people.
It's already enough that he's fucking hilarious and fucking curb your enthusiasm. So it's like, God damn it, I gotta see this motherfucker doing it again.
It's a good fan, but
actually, USAA is the sponsor for the Army Navy game.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think supposedly they had signed an agreement like years ago to sponsor it, which I'm like, well, that makes sense. I mean, obviously,
I did like when it comes to the Army Navy game. I always just question like why is that, like, it's been
History.
years, yeah, history and shit. And I will give it up to recent years. And what was the score for that jump, man?
17-13. Navy actually went down the field for a touchdown to win it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, cool, cool, cool,
Army,
cool.
Army, Army defense was stout, but it's like Navy just was like, nah, we gotta win this shit.
We're gonna keep it on college sports. Over to Deon real quick. Do you know
Oh
that
yes.
you know
Oh my.
that Deon scooped up the number 2 in the country?
Let me tell you
Like,
something.
that's big.
We
You know
now
what,
we.
Chris?
Mhm,
Chris,
mhm, mhm,
Chris,
mhm.
I hate it when niggas make me eat my words. They're trying. They trying, ain't they?
Hey, dude,
They trying to make this project work, ain't
we
they?
said this at the start that Dion being there and also some of the black basketball athletes that were going to HBCUs, it was a start. But hey, let's see what happens. Boy, let me tell you something. The Florida Athletic Commission were heated to where
They
they're
acting
passing this
like they
Florida
did something illegal,
to where they passed this Florida nil bill. Now, the person behind the Florida nil bill acted as though, and it's very suspicious that they passed this bill right when that shit happens. And I like how I forgot the guy's name, but he was like, no, 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 I've been writing this for the past couple of months. And everybody's like, sure. Sure you were.
Now, what
Sure
does
you
that bill
were.
do? What does that bill do?
Basically, like colleges can't necessarily get an athlete to come from mainly through money, essentially. And I guess supposedly they feel Dion getting him to that player to Jackson State was because of money.
Oh God! See, this is what happens when you get black people motivated for a fucking project.
Now,
Yo,
it
Chris,
couldn't
do
be
you
because
realize?
it couldn't be maybe because this black player wants to be around a bunch of black folks. That could be
No,
the reason.
no.
Maybe
Let me put it out to you that way. Number one, he's a defensive back, and number two, yeah, I would want to get coached by Deon Sanders too, who's
that
considered the
too.
greatest, one of the greatest defenders of all time in the NFL. Of course, you want to go to that school, even if it is kind of lower competition. You're going to dominate and get coached by one of the greatest players of all
But
time.
also people
So of
forget
course,
too.
you want to go there. This is the thing that's getting me, Chris,
Mhm.
that this project is going off to a successful rate at the speed that it's going. And that, remember that we said that I was scared of the detractors that was going to happen over the years. It ain't been a year yet. And you mean to tell me that two things happened? Number one, you tried to snatch Dion out of that
There
college
it is.
already.
I
And
found it.
number two,
Mhm.
you're putting up rules because you think the black colleges are trying to get an
This is
advantage
what it
over
is. All right,
y'all.
I found it. All right, so here's what it
Wow.
is. Chip Lamarca. Chip.
Mhm.
Okay, so it's the new Florida bill. So basically, Lamarca, the 53-year-old Florida state representative, filed a new bill Wednesday to amend the state's name, image, and likeness law for making it easier for the Sunshine State schools to facilitate nil deals for their athletes. But it did not come as a response, he says, to Florida State losing a high-profile recruit to Jackson State in one of the biggest stunners in the history of National Signing Day. The timing was just coincidental, and he's been working on a new bill for nearly 6 months. Okay.
Cool.
Okay. Mhm, mhm,
Cool.
mhm, mhm,
Cool.
mhm. But the
Cool.
genesis behind the new bill is much larger in scale. Players, coaches, and administrators from Florida State's universities have for months encouraged him and other legislators to amend portions of the state's nil law that puts them at a disadvantage when recruiting against other schools located in states with either no state law or less restrictive state law. Lamarca finally obliged. So essentially, this makes it to where they'll be able to court top players in Florida State, which it would hurt Jackson State, but I don't think it was going to hurt Jackson State like they
No,
think it
no.
is.
You know what this also is? Now, let's take ourselves out the equation. I always tell this to black folk when it comes to shit like this. Let's
Yeah,
take ourselves out the equation.
yeah, yeah.
Who does else did that hurt, D? I think that hurts Alabama. Why, D? Because they get a lot of their recruits from Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Also, then that hurts Ohio State, Texas. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Anybody that wants anybody from the state of Florida.
Yep. Which,
Texas
yeah.
tried to do something like that.
Yep.
Texas tried to do the same thing. It was actually to protect themselves from like paying these kids money, but also at the same time,
I mean,
it's the same thing.
I mean,
Ooh,
I mean, and the thing of it is,
ooh, it ain't just and we all saying Florida State. I'm sorry. I'm also looking at Florida. I'm looking at Central Florida. I'm looking at Miami. I'm looking at schools that are prime for NFL talent. Also, hey, I'm just gonna be honest with you. Hey, black people, do the smart thing. Get a good coach down at FAMU right now.
Somebody was saying this could make it to where this might beef up, not saying beef up immediately, but it might get some other talent to be
Man.
like, let's go to
Oh yeah.
HBCUs.
Not only that, FAU, also
Mhm,
FAU, Florida Institute down there too.
mhm.
Oh, you got all these schools down there in Florida. Like this hurts like the LSU's, the Georgias, and all the rest of that. Them that kind of hurts. I don't even say hurt. I don't even know the whole scope of it, man. But it sounds like that timing of that does sound fishy. But I'm thinking like
Very fishy.
let's take ourselves out of the equation. How does this hurt the white man? Oh, I see. That's dirty. That's still
Now, now,
dirty.
now, this isn't universal because here's the thing: it's not like Jackson State is paying Dion a lot of money because Dion's already fucking rich.
Yeah.
So at this point, Dion is doing it because he wants to help out and stuff, and it's boosting up Jackson State and it's getting people like you said. This kid was like, "Oh, I get to work alongside Deon Sanders. Bet I'm going to Jackson State."
I like I said, it like I want this to I don't want it just to be
It's like,
Jackson State and I don't want it just to be down there. It like, you know what? Here's the thing. I think what it is that
mhm,
thing that we all want as black people, but we know that can't happen is that we want it to be regular black people. We want to be black people as a collective to come together and make it move. Sometimes that can't happen. Sometimes
mhm,
you need a superstar to get it moving. Like in the case of like a lot of shit with BLM, it was the rappers showing up and saying shit in their music to get the ball roll, help get the ball rolling for you. You need something to get it moving.
mhm.
And it like, yeah, it took one of the greatest players of all time to get it moving. And hopefully it worked,
If it
man.
happens on the bat, hey,
I mean,
look,
not even hopefully it worked. Look at this shit. It's going off at a nice pace already.
hey, look, if it kicks over into the basketball side and you start hearing about like top basketball talent going to a HBCU and shit,
See, that's where I get. I
that's
think.
gonna be interesting.
I think. I look. I don't think it's impossible. I think it just gets tricky.
Well, yeah, I know
I
it's
don't
tricky
think.
on
I
that
think
end.
it's easy. It's easier, but I feel like is a bit more tricky with that. You know
Well,
what
it
I
is
mean?
tricky and stuff. I was just saying in terms of because I feel HBCU basketball gets more publicity than the football side of things.
I don't even know
Personally,
no more. I don't even know. Man. I think they just get a chance to play in the national, play in the
I
NCAA
think
tournament. The
that's
problem
what I'm
about it is most of them make it out the playing game.
and I think that's the thing too. They get the national attention on the basketball side more so than the football side.
Yeah,
Which is
yeah.
weird because and maybe because we're local, so we see all the HBCU basketball on fucking the local
Yeah,
stations
I think it's
anyways.
not even that. I think it is just like you said. It took a while for the football side to really get moving on the media end.
Mhm,
It's just weird, and it really does go into the theory that a lot of people that have that not just the NFL. Now I'm going to say the NFL, the NCAA just really tried their best to bury black colleges.
yep.
It goes right into that theory.
Yeah. I mean, that's on top of, he got his son quarterbacking, and
Hmm.
they went 11-1. They got the SWAC title. Now they're gonna be in the cricket bowl. Um
In the what?
the cricket bowl. We talked about it
Oh
last
yeah,
week.
cricket ball. Yeah, I forgot about that.
AKA, like you said, the nigga bowl.
Nigga,
Play South
sweet
Carolina.
potato, sweet potato pie bowl. Why
Well,
is that? Why is not that? Why is not that? That's what it might as well be.
oh, but here's the
Brought to
here's the
you by
kick.
cricket.
But here's the kicker though.
Pay the bill, sweet potato pie bowl.
Here's the kicker though. Um, Noon Saturday sold out for the first time in the bowl's history at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
What? That bowl?
Yeah, that bowl
Good for
sold
them.
out.
Good
Sold
for
out.
them. Good for
And,
them.
and hey, look, I think that's a great thing. That is a
And that's the
great
crap I
thing.
was talking about, Chris. I wanted to see that type of progression and that actual progression. And that, like I say, it's happening at a quicker rate than I'd even imagine, man. Like I said, and hopefully that we keep this up for a while. Hopefully we keep this up for a while.
Yeah, and I think that was on top of, like I said, I think it was like might have been 5 episodes ago. Like Dion was encouraging even some of the SWAC conferences, football teams to be like, "Yo, put your players' names on the back of their fucking jersey. Let's start something. Let's get that going and stuff." Because it's
Yeah.
like, like I said, as simple as his example was, he's like, "Hey, there might be a mob up in the stands that want to know where this is. Their son's playing football and shit. Can he see the son's name out there on the fucking
Man,
jersey? Like, come
you
on."
know what? I think I think that's what it was, man. I think even like it is a shame that a lot of the culture that was in HBCU at those games. A lot of it kind of just like either faded away. It's still at the college, but it's in such a small pocket of a
Mhm,
good example. My mama's college, Shaw University.
mhm.
Their little pocket is so fucking rowdy. I'm like, there's only like 6,000 people at this damn school. I don't understand why y'all are so loyal. But I get it. You know what I mean? But I think like there needs to be another kind of push with the HBCUs, at least with the sports, man. It's right for it. It's been right for it for decades, in my opinion. And not to say that there were incredible moments in the sport in the past. It's just a lot of that didn't get put out there and really put into the whole culture of what makes the MEAC and the SWAC conference what it is.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? It's almost has no identity. You know what the MAC conference is to me? The MEAC is to me. South Carolina State fucking everybody up. That's all I know.
Yeah.
I know nothing else about that damn conference. Chris, if it wasn't for you and I dipping into this joint, I don't think a lot of people even know. So
So,
what's Howard doing? They suck. How do they suck? They've been sucking for
I mean,
decades.
what's wild is that the biggest thing that happened to Howard is having Cam Newton's brother play quarterback for him for that time.
Yeah, and and I like the short burst of buzz that created. That was a fun 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it was buzz nonetheless, and I was kind of buying into it, like, well, maybe this could do something, and then he transferred to another
You can
school, you
hope.
know.
Let's see, that's the whole thing. They've been doing that for a while, man. And that's not to say they ain't had some incredible players go through that thing and actually make it to the NFL. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? But it sucks. It fucking
yeah,
sucks when you're in a small conference like that, man.
yeah.
You know?
Um, so speaking of which, NBA, if you see the background of this episode, one Austin Reeves, aka as the Lakers fan base have dubbed him AR-15. All right,
AR-15.
AR-15. Um,
They dubbed them AR-15.
a rookie that literally was on the Lakers squad last night. They played against the Mavs, and he made a game-winning shot.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, Lakers Nation, they praise and stuff. Lakers haven't really been doing too hot. Like I said, I think the Western, as somebody said, the Western
I
Conference is
love how you
healing. It's healing now. Somebody said the NBA is healing now because the Wizards lost last night. I was like, that's fucked up, but
Joe, I hate the fact that this season has been kind of wild when it comes to at least for the Lakers. I don't like seeing where they could be at and all the rest of that. And then you get these games where LeBron just dominates and have
mhm.
these solid ass games. But more importantly,
Who
let's
knew the
talk
Clippers
about
and the Lakers are in the same record? That's amazing to me.
that's weird, isn't it? Yeah.
That's weird.
Then the weird thing that's coming out, and everybody see pictures of this nigga. Luca is overweight and out of shape.
Yeah, everybody talks about Zion being overweight. Luca's out of weight. I'm like, Jesus
He
Christ, dude.
is out of shape. Now you want to know, here's the worst part about it.
He
As
injured?
long and I think a lot of people have figured this out when it comes to certain people like that. As long as they get their numbers, they're not going to do nothing.
Somebody said Luca is playing the I play my way into shape. He's just gonna keep
I
playing as he
didn't
loses weight.
know. I didn't know that playing ball in the year 2021, like Charles Barkley, not going to a gym, thinking that doing any type of running for 15 minutes is good for you.
I mean, you'll
Like,
lose weight to be sure, but like you lose muscle too, so you might want to.
no, that's what I think. I think Luca, he, wow.
I mean,
Anyway,
look, do I think he's gonna lose weight? He probably
no,
will.
he ain't. No, he ain't. He's gonna have to break something for him to lose weight. You know, he's one of those dudes that's gonna have to get hurt to lose weight. And I'm not talking about, he out for like a couple of weeks with tendonitis or some shit like that. No, 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 no. He's not going to lose weight until he's out
Surprise,
some a good amount of time, man.
surprise, my
And I
man
know
don't
what somebody's
have.
saying. It better not be for a month. He's just going to get fatter.
No, you know what it is, D. He gonna get the gout and he gonna be out.
That ain't funny. That ain't like yeah. You ain't going to be happy till you get the gout. Get pre-diabetes out of this motherfucker.
It's like, what's Luca out for? He got the gout.
The
All right, I
gout.
guess.
That'll be great.
Somebody said Luca looks like fucking Corden, that white dude,
Jeff Corden.
Jeff Corden. It's like I
Oh
hate you
my
guys.
god,
I
man.
hate you guys. I fucking hate you guys so much.
Overweight lover MC over here, man. That
Then, but
motherfucker. That's what happened when you start fucking all them black bitches in Dallas, man.
then
You
Shannon,
want something to eat, Luca?
did you hear Shannon sit there and say Luca looked like Luca done ate somebody? And then Skip was like, "Yeah, he liked to float at the Macy's Thanksgiving parade." I was like, "God damn it,
Yo,
yo!" And the way
like I
Shannon
said,
said it,
that's what
Shannon
you get.
says,
That's what happens when you stop. Look, that's what happens when you don't see the white girl you like. You start taking home black girls. They cooking for you after you.
hey, look, man, our boy fucking what's his face that played for the Mavs,
Dirt.
Dirk. He got
Nah,
himself a black wife, but guess what, Luke? He actually fucking worked out too. On
he
top of that,
worked out too.
he had a fucking
Dad him on a diet, motherfucker. She took care of that nigga.
yeah, take home. Yeah, sure. Yeah, take home plates with the tin foil. But he worked out. It's
I
all
feel
good.
that only happened like 3 times, and they caught it every time.
I think it happened 5 times. They got caught on camera, but that was it. It never. It
You know
wasn't.
what I mean? It was like it just so happened. And you know what? A part of me thinking what even heard it gave him that plate.
He did it
No,
himself.
no. She African. She definitely did. She's African. She definitely did.
Oh no,
She
the one that
definitely did.
the one that I knew it was definitive was when they had to play Thanksgiving Day. I was like, oh yeah, that nigga left the family with his family. It was like, you're taking it with you, all right?
No. You are taking it.
Taking it with you. Watch his wife is like, I'm American, asshole. It's like I'm not African.
No, I think she's like German or something, but she is African.
Oh, she's like
No,
half
she is
German, half.
African.
Oh, okay, all right, all
No,
right.
she
Cool.
is African.
It's just the way you said, "Hey, no, you taking it with you."
No, you are taking it. No, I was told I have a terrible African accent. I hate myself now.
But
I hate it so much.
meanwhile, Steph Curry's dad is having that midlife
How is
crisis.
that fun? How you know what? That I don't believe nothing that I see on
He
court.
brought three young ass women with them to the game, and I'm like, that's a man that's divorced, and he's clearly trying something.
I like how you see him, his wife, ex-wife, oh,
Ex-wife fine as hell too. I don't give a
ex-wife.
shit.
She all right. I don't know. She okay. I don't. Sure, I guess. I'm sorry. I get it. Ugh, you look like Steph. Ugh.
Yeah, you know what? You know what? You might be right. You
Ugh,
might be
you look
right.
like
You might be
Steph.
right.
Ugh. Anyway, the point. But here's the for a dude to only score 22 points. That was a hell of a night for him
Yeah,
because
breaking records and everything,
you hit that
man.
he hit that 3-pointer. He hit that 3-pointer. It was great. It's
Ray
always great
Allen.
when I get to. It's always great when I get to share those moments with my kids, or or you get to see a moment in basketball,
Mhm.
and the way they paused it for him. And here's the thing, like, where's he going to break it at? Madison Square Garden? Oh, he definitely breaking it there. Oh yeah, you better. I
In
would.
front of Spike
I would.
Lee.
Nah, man. Spike probably gonna hug you with all that. It's a big
Oh, he
moment.
took pictures and yeah, Spike took pictures and everything.
Oh
He
man,
said,
it's a big moment in the NBA because it does solidify a big moment what happened in the sport and how it changed up. Do you realize do you realize if you look up the 3-point list, Jason Terry's on there.
mhm.
That's what 3-pointers meant in the last 15 years. Jason Terry's on there, meaning that this is kind of a new thing. Hitting 3-pointers as many fucking times as they doing. James Harden is right behind him. And that's how that funny thing is like like the 3-point line didn't become a thing until about 20 years ago. That's
I
the
mean,
way it felt.
and the crazy part is,
It was all about having size, being the center, and
I mean, if you look at who
weird.
had the record, it's like Ray Allen, Reggie Miller, which makes sense because Reggie Miller was shooting threes like it was out of fucking style. That was his specialty. I mean, so so it wasn't surprising. Like Steph Curry, the amount of threes that he was shooting over his career, I was like, yeah, he was gonna break that record eventually. It wasn't
And one
even.
thing that got me was, is that 29,000 some odd shots, and I'm sitting there and thinking to myself, he's going to obliterate that number. That number is going to be so high by the time he retires. We're looking at John Stockton's. We're looking at John Stockton's assist numbers. We're looking at that. That's going to be a record
Yeah,
for a
John Stockton
while.
is, if I remember correctly, that record still hasn't been broken.
That's not going to be broken for a while. It's
I mean,
like that's a record.
and people, and that's the thing. Like for us, we've watched John Stockton growing up, so we know. Like, oh, I see where those assists came
Oh
from.
yeah,
That
you know
motherfucker was
exactly. It went right to Malone every fucking time, and it
him
went
and
home
Hornacek.
I was like, yeah, see.
Him and Hornacek is like, oh yeah, Hornacek. All right.
I like how we both say that instead of Hornacek. Like, but still, you knew where they came from. With Steph, everything he throws up is a 3-pointer to me, and I'm just only imagining, man, that if
He does
Clay
it in his sleep.
here's the funny thing: Clay's not even on it. And Clay is shoot better.
Clay might come up.
Here's the thing: for me, I think Clay's better 3-point shooter than him. I actually personally think he's a better one than him, but numbers don't lie. God damn it, Scott Spider.
Same time, man. It's just, again, Clay ain't even playing for Golden State, and it's like, dog, they haven't reached Final Form yet. This is scary. This is scary.
Speaking of Final Form, I'm beyond sick of this nigga trying to find ways of making himself go through adversity. You don't know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about KD. It's all bad enough he doesn't do self-care and all that, but it feels like
he's using lotion, don't even fucking brush his goddamn hair.
It's like he does that just so people can say something to him. So he used that as motivation.
Dude, you won 2 championships.
You know what? Here's the thing, and I'm thinking to myself, is that a DC thing? It feels like it, doesn't it? I only feel like a
chip
DC
on your shoulder.
Do that. This dumb, unnecessary. You don't need that chip on your shoulder type of.
Like Wale went through a period of like 3 years where he was doing that shit. Right after he left, after he put out Ambition, that album, he went through that chip on the shoulder phase. Like, why nobody like me, man? Fuck y'all, yada yada yada. I'm like, Wale.
I don't know. I heard Florin too. I still hear that motherfucker. I didn't accept that y'all didn't even like me. I'm like, you're still on that. You're still on that, aren't you, Wale? Nah, man. He's saying he's over it. No, he's not.
He's not.
How do you know? I know how Bama's from Montgomery County talk. He ain't over it.
See, me and D know this because we grew up in the area. We know the vibes.
I hear the tone of your voice. You ain't over it. Yo, but anyway, that being said, KD put on a masterclass of 51 points the other day, and I was thinking to myself, man, this dude don't make no damn sense. I mean this, Chris. I really mean this. KD don't make he doesn't make any sense. I have never seen nobody shoot like him. Just everything you throw up just falls in. I don't understand it. Easy money. Easy, and like he deserves.
There's a reason why the Nets are
that sniper right there, dog. You don't.
There's a reason why the quietly the Nets are like number 1 in the Eastern Conference right now, and people kind of because remember. Because people forget, like early in the season, Brooklyn wasn't number 1, and everybody's like, "Oh man, I don't know about Brooklyn." And all of a sudden, it's like KD just, bam, boosted Brooklyn back up to first, and I was like, "Oh, all right."
You know, the one thing I will give this, man, is that when it comes to that shit, when it comes to the Nets, I think they can turn this on because they're doing this without James Harden right now, at least for a little bit. But
Kyrie tempting us with we want to play, and I'm like, Kyrie, did you get vaccinated, sir? Like,
Kyrie's still out here trying to look, man. let him use his essential oils. I don't know what he uses. See, I feel like saying essential oils is backhanded as hell. You just say that to somebody that don't know nothing. Yeah. But I feel like he knows what he's talking about. But at the same time, it's like, so what are you going to do to protect yourself from COVID? Don't say sage. Don't you dare say sage. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you got to give me something.
Kyrie. I mean, but that's on top of the fact that right now, the Lakers are devastated from COVID. You thought Washington football team was devastated. Oh, the whole Lakers squad got murked.
How you think Reeves got out there to do the damn shot?
Also, they might be getting Isaiah Thomas, who has been blowing it
No,
up in
ain't
the
no
G
might.
League.
He
Oh, he
is.
is? Oh, he is? Okay, it's official now?
I was just about to tell you that. Yeah.
Okay, because he's been low key blowing it up in the G League apparently, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Hey, let him come back. I
hmm.
will not be surprised if Joakim Noah walks out there.
Mister Nobody Goes to Cleveland, Joaquin Noah. Okay, I can see that. I can see that.
Joakim Noah walk out there after. Actually, he retired. I know, but still.
All of a sudden, fucking Chris Webber's like, fine, I'll do it myself.
Chris Webber. Lord,
I'm
man.
sorry, man. I remember being at a party and some chick. D, I swear to God, there was eye rolling that happened. This chick was bragging like, I fucked Clinton Portis, and me as a Cowboy fan rolled my eyes hard like, that's the bar, Clinton Portis.
I had sex with Clinton Portis. Hit people, get big, or whatever. I don't care.
I was like, if you say Art Monk, all right, cool.
Why Art Monk? How's
I
that
don't know.
better?
That's the only Redskin person I could think of on the top of my head or something, you know. Maybe
Come back
LeVar
to me.
Arrington.
Come back to me. We had sex with Joe Jacoby.
But it was like Clinton Portis, like it was this hot, like you fuck Jay-Z. I'm like, it's Clinton Portis. I guess, ma'am. Sure. Like
It's Clinton Portis, baby. Chill out. I'm pretty sure
he's going to jail now,
madam. He didn't have that good year when he was in when he was with the Denver Broncos.
Should have asked her. I was like, did he have a bum knee when y'all fucked?
When y'all was having sex, did he twist his oh shit, man.
It's like, did he fumble the ball? Did he fumble you on the ground when he grabbed you? Is that what happened?
Grab you, like when he did that, did he do to you? Crap, man, my light done fucked up. Fuck it. All right, look.
Dark.
All right, look. When y'all had sex, did he do this when he was done? Did he put up the you when he was done?
The you. Oh my god, man, it's insane, and it's even on the hockey side of things. Right now, I think Overchecking apparently might be coming close to breaking a Wayne Gretzky record apparently.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, cool. You know, that's dope and stuff. And I think somebody wrote some backhanded compliment, like, well, if you take COVID season into effect and yada yada yada. Somebody was like, did Wayne Gretzky write this? This fucking article. I was like, come on, man. The man's about to break his record. What do you want? Like, come on.
Yo, one thing I can't say, that guy, it wasn't hockey. It wasn't actually it was baseball. It was actually baseball. And it's just very wild that I wanted to bring this up. It's not even a big subject on actual baseball, but it is kind of funny how
the lockout too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. How we in that lockout, but it's kind of funny that this movie will be brought up to me. It was I saw it on our buddy on John Cross is doing it. We're probably gonna do it here on the show one day. But he brought up on the movie The Fan, and he was like,
oh, the Robert De Niro one.
Yeah, he was like, who was this movie meant for? And I get it. He's British. He wouldn't know. He wasn't in the States during the time.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, they knew exactly who they were marketing to. This movie came out in 1996. This was 2 years after the famous baseball lockout. And this was during the time where baseball fans were fucking salty.
Oh, yeah,
like, they were in their bag mad. And this movie about a psychopath fan wasn't going to bring them in. That wasn't going to make them feel good about baseball. Like, yo, they were already thinking that the players were overpaid. They were already thinking that the owners don't care. They were already thinking that the integrity of baseball was gone at that point, which is fucking hilarious because what I've seen since then and now will make me think that the integrity of baseball has been totally tarnished, but whatever. The thing is, people thought it was the end of the world. Nobody wanted to watch that. Nobody. Baseball was on its way out. You know what saved baseball at that time? Motherfuckers using steroids. Steroids saved baseball. I make this whole thing, Chris, where I'm getting at is this. We got to find some controllable HGH.
Yes, we do.
Shut the fuck up. We got to use this. Shut up. We got to use this correctly.
Got to put it
But
in your
yes,
food.
we have to talk about the fan one day. But I had to mention that because I just like that came out right after the strike was over,
I mean,
and
it
nobody was
reinvigorated.
still really
I mean,
caring about baseball
like you're right, because think about it. Sammy Sosa and Mark McGuire, they were everywhere. They were on the Tonight Show. They were on
everywhere,
MTV.
everywhere.
Baseball was just injected
Let's
everywhere.
stack this on top of the fact that the Yankees, after going through years of not winning something, started winning games again. There was real drama in these games.
Cheater.
They had this new rookie named Derek Jeter that showed up. Then on top of that, you had King Griffey Jr., who was knocking it out the park. And he even after the strike, he was still doing good after all that.
Mhm.
You had this new rookie coming in called Alex Rodriguez that was going to change the game. There
Mhm.
was so much. It's insane. Like the thing that kills me about baseball is this: is that baseball works despite itself.
Yep.
Baseball is one of the worst ran organized. MLB is one of the worst like just as a sporting organization. I hate them. I absolutely only thing they do right is play the players too much fucking money because at least you're doing at least somebody's happy.
Because there's
Like
no cap
yo,
in baseball. That's why.
they're not even a cap in baseball. There's these big ass stadiums that nobody goes to. Nobody sits in. Nobody goes to Cincinnati games. I'm not saying. I'm not Cincinnati. I'm sorry. I didn't want to say that about Cincinnati. But nobody goes to Tampa games. Nobody goes to Baltimore games. Nobody goes. Nobody goes to Royals games like that, man. It's like certain places are like dead with their baseball, man. Despite a good team. Despite a good team, but their team went to the World Series. Nobody is going to a Tampa game.
Mhm.
But that being said, that's because it's in St. Petersburg, and that's a long story of how that.
But I mean, and that's the thing too. I think
Baseball,
Tree and a lot of people
I'm
talk.
just saying, man.
It's like Tree and John Oliver talked about the whole thing with baseball stadiums, and it's like as much as say, for instance, like Baltimore Stadium at Camden Yards, right?
Yeah, that's right in the middle.
There are some days where it looks like it's very empty, and there are some games where it's full, and it's really
Yeah,
dependent on who they play. That's really what it is. Now, National Stadium, on the other hand, it's like no matter who they play, there's a good chunk of crowd there too,
this is
all the
where it
time.
gets fun, and this is where it gets funny. This is why I love baseball. Is that smaller cities can shine like that, but the problem
Mhm.
about it is these smaller cities are not bringing people in like that.
Yeah.
Cincinnati games get kind of vacant, but every now and then there's a full stadium.
Oh,
There's
full
not a
spot.
full stadium, but a nice set crowd there. Same thing goes with Pittsburgh. Sometimes in Pittsburgh, oh God, it's nobody in that damn stadium. And then sometimes it's like, whoo, that's nice. Who they playing? Oh, they playing the Braves. No wonder. But still,
Yeah, but I mean, I would say
you can at least float on that, but
but at
it's
least
not helping those smaller
but at
markets.
least but
You
I
know what
think
I
at
mean?
least for us though, like if we compare Baltimore and DC, it's like Nationals is more consistent with the crowd
Here's the
compared to
funny thing
Camden Yards
about
though.
that, though. In my opinion, Baltimore should be fine just off of prestige. You
Yeah.
think they would? No, nobody goes.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like National Stadium is more consistent with the crowds. Baltimore is up and down, up and down, up and down, up and
And
down,
you
up
know,
and
and
down.
like the only thing saving Nationals games, and I'm being real, the only thing saving Nationals games sometimes because is that it's in a big city, DC.
I
Like
mean, dude, look, not
despite
even that.
despite Baltimore to me being the bigger city,
But
no, that's the biggest metro.
well, but also
Everybody can travel right to right to
two
that
things.
damn stadium, dude. You know what I mean?
Two things. Gentrified Navy Yard, and you're also near a bunch of government places near the Navy Yard, which means you're gonna get a bunch of, hate to say it like this, drunk ass white folks that want to see some baseball
And I
and
got
all that
and
shit
Chris,
too.
let's just be real. Much like how we want to be courtside at every Wizards game. The reason why we want to be there is because we like, hey, Senator, whomever it is, how you doing? Hey man, how you doing today, man? The Wizards gonna win today? Yeah.
The crazy, and you know what's crazy too? The
Like, you know what I'm
Wizards
saying? That's it's actually kind of a cool thing.
and the
You're-
Wizards,
that really is.
much like the Nationals, their state, like the stadium in there is consistent. Like they never have an empty
You know, they
stadium.
don't.
It's like it's packed.
Here's the
Not
thing.
like packed to capacity, but it's
And that's
packed
what I'm saying.
enough.
I think it's like I would say like another small city, like a smaller city that I don't think, but I can't even tell with the games. I'm not even going to put nothing on them. But I feel that the Brewers don't bring in a lot of people, even though I
I
think
would
it's
say
Milwaukee. You think it would? You know what I mean?
What's there was a team in Raleigh the hockey team,
The hockey team. Oh,
Carolina.
Carolina. Oh yeah, Carolina.
Somebody
Hurricane.
somebody said the Hurricanes is kind of like Baltimore's, where the crowds is very up and down, up and down, up and
Hmm.
down. And I was like, well,
Hmm.
it's Raleigh. It's not like it's a Raleigh. Raleigh ain't Charlotte. Let's put it to that
No,
way.
no, number one, it ain't Charlotte, and number two, I can guarantee you where it is in Raleigh. Nobody wants to go there.
Oh yeah, I know.
Is it? Is
I
it?
don't think
Ain't,
it's.
wait
I
a
don't
minute.
think it's.
Ain't that? No, that's it. No, that stadium in the middle of the city.
It's not in the apex. That's the thing. It's not in that triangle.
It ain't that. Try.
I
It
don't think
ain't.
it's in. I don't think it's in that triangle where you'll probably get a lot of government folks that will roll up in there like that. Because I think if it
I see
was,
what you mean. I see
yeah,
what you
because
mean.
if it was in
And
that
also,
triangle and stuff, you probably would get more people that would be more inclined to go, possibly.
here's I will say this: despite it being a rally, and I'm at Raleigh, and I'm actually cool at being a
Hey,
Raleigh.
I
But
like
the problem
Raleigh.
about
I
it is
like.
this: let's just be real. That's the second biggest city in North Carolina. And let's just be real, as a smaller city, it's Raleigh.
It's Raleigh. It's
It's
not
Raleigh.
Durham. It's not Durham.
Even if it was Durham, it wouldn't make a damn difference. Chris is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I think it's Raleigh,
Oh,
Durham,
even if it
Apex. This
was
is the
in
same
Durham,
thing.
it wouldn't make a difference. They was hoping that it was in the triangle because it's in the triangle. It'd be in Raleigh, Durham, Greensboro. There'll be enough people going in the motherfucking. No,
Nah,
no, no.
nah.
So look,
It wishes it's
look.
Charlotte. That's all
I'd
it
also
matters.
I like also let's just be real. It's North Carolina. It's North Carolina, and you had to sell hockey. So
I mean, it's easy to sell football and basketball than it is hockey.
yeah, I think it's tough to sell football in North Carolina. To be honest with you.
I mean, hockey.
No, football. I think it's
I don't
tough to
know,
sell
man. There's
football.
people that still
You
go to
know what?
Carolina Panthers games.
It could be because my country ass family don't give a fuck about football. I just feel that country people only like you matter what family you in. They don't
True.
care about football.
I mean, we care. I mean, I would say this North Carolina, they eat up basketball because they'll go to a Duke, North Carolina State, North Carolina game and a Wake
Yeah.
Forest game. Like,
Wake
dog,
Forest
you would
game.
think Wake Forest, you would have thought Wake Forest between all them basketball teams in North Carolina would be the redheaded stepchild. Nah, motherfuckers go to a Wake Forest game.
Sometimes Wake Forest be rocking with the motherfuckers, man.
so,
Shit.
so it's like, hey, look, and you know what? I've been to an NC State Duke game. Them shits is like fucking, man, them
Yeah,
shits
man.
is like that.
North Carolina games is just loud too, man. So of course, you got all the history, but whatever. But I just feel that baseball has so many problems.
When do you think the lockout is going to officially end? If you really had to take a guess,
I don't know. Because to be honest with you, I can't judge the severeness of this one. It's just that it's like always when it comes to a lockout, the owners are not moving, the players don't want to move. So it's
yeah,
like
it's like
all I know is that the
somebody's going to
owners.
budge.
I just already know that the owners got a lot of shit to clean up and a lot of shit to really see eye to eye with these players, and I don't know how they're going to do it.
Yeah,
Because it's like right now with the shit.
5 years coming. No, I mean, it was 2016 was like
They
the last
knew
time.
this was coming.
2016 was the last time they did an agreement, and I was like, yeah.
They knew this was coming. And it felt like the owners did nothing to stop it, especially when it went down with COVID. And a lot of people want to blame COVID for really hurting it. I'm like, no, I think it was already on its way.
Nah, it's just COVID sped it up.
That's really.
All COVID did was like, oh, you thought you had another 2 years before y'all could stave off the lockout. Nah, bro.
No. We're doing this now. Buddy.
And the way they're talking, like I heard, like there's some games that could be lost if possibly going into next year.
Because you don't know when they're going to come back halfway in the year or at the end of the year, whatever. Oh yeah, there's not going to be no start of the season. Let's just already get that out of the way. They're not starting in February, right? So I'm not starting February. Not starting spring training in March. So don't even start that.
Yeah. Actually, this is one thing from this article. Okay, so it says, so what is the main sticking point in negotiation between owners and players? Economics. Players feel with the emergence of analytics within front offices that fewer and fewer second and third tier players are getting paid when they finally become free agents after 6 years of major league service time, which is often when a player turns 30 or very close to it. In general, players would like to be paid more at younger ages because that's when they are in their prime. Makes sense. The system also favors keeping players in the minor leagues for several weeks extra to slow down their major league service time. Players hate that. Additionally, they feel the cycle of teams rebuilding, aka tanking, is limiting payrolls. Yes, it is.
A lot of people are saying that. Yes.
They would like some guardrails within the system to prevent those cycles. One good thing for the players, as long as there's no salary cap, the system will always pay the best of the best. Sometimes the league likes to emphasize owners haven't even offered a hard cap during negotiations. So that's the nuts and bolts of what's happening with this whole thing. And it makes sense.
It's just that the game has changed up, and when it comes to players and the way they want to be treated, of course they can't
How
get
they want to be valued.
exactly, and
I
you
mean,
know,
Moneyball. I mean, if there was anything from that Moneyball movie, it's like, hey, we need to start valuing these players and stuff.
and with that being said, you start valuing players, and when you start valuing players the way they should be, and all the rest of that, there's going to be a chunk of them that are going to be told when they hit 31 years old, yeah, you're not valuable no more.
Yeah, it's
You
kind
got to
of
do something.
yeah.
You got to do something about that. Because I
So
think because it ain't it ain't just because analytics didn't help just baseball. It helped everybody. It's helping everybody else, man, in sports. Especially you know what I'm saying? So whatever.
on the NFL front, wow, this is crazy. You know wide receiver Vincent Jackson, right?
Yeah.
Okay, he was found dead early this year. And what happened was he was diagnosed with stage 2 CTE.
Mm-hmm.
So they finally figured because they found him dead and they didn't know what happened and stuff. And they found out, oh shit, stage 2 CTE. That's what pretty much killed him, basically. And I was like, oh, damn. Yeah. So
That's Vince
yeah,
Jackson. Vince had to be a couple years older than us.
38 when he died.
So that was like last year. Yeah, he's a couple years older than us.
Mm, that's crazy.
Dog, dog, what is like it's CTE.
I'm
This
scared.
dude,
I'm scared to see how Ladamian Thomason, not Ladamian, like not Ladamian. What's his face died from Denver.
Demetrius.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm
That's
curious on
sad.
how he
That's
died.
sad with
Like
him. Did they figure out how he died yet, man? Or they just they
I
still
haven't heard
not
nothing.
coming out with it?
I haven't heard nothing. That's the thing, and I'm like,
Man, you know it's always sad when you hear one of these players die so young,
and he
man.
was young too. He was like our age, wasn't he? Like 36,
No, no,
37?
he was 30s. Yeah, he was a little bit younger than us. I think he's about a year younger than us, but whatever.
Still, that's
Still, it's around our age, nigga. This is what I'm saying. That don't make no damn sense. Vince went down. That's like I said. That didn't make any sense to me. CTE.
stage
Wow.
2 CTE. Like Demarius Thomas, that's who it is. Yeah, Demarius. Yeah, no, that's kind of weird. It's like I'm waiting to see what's going to happen with that
You
and stuff
hope it
with
ain't
Demarius.
nothing too tragic, like
If
somebody.
it's just, oh shit, he had a heart attack or something, it's like, all right,
Well, even with
fine.
a heart attack, that's funny in sports, man.
Yeah, I mean, and here's the thing: Demarius Thomas was actually supposedly he was in line to coach a high school football team.
Wow,
That's the wild part about it. I was
that
like,
sucks, man.
what?
That sucks.
Yeah. So I mean, it's we'll see what happens and stuff. It doesn't look like
Mhm.
they said apparently like it might be cardiac arrest, but they're not for sure. That was the last thing I heard.
And you
So
know what? Like I said, when it comes to heart attacks and athletes, that's where it becomes tricky. Like
yeah.
what ticked it off?
Yeah.
Man, whatever.
Um so as we said at the start, Omnicron has ran wild in the NFL, and a lot of teams are scrambling to try to fill in gaps in terms of some players being out. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's a mess, man. It is insane, like the way it hit, and it's kind of crazy too because the NFL season. We heard, you might hear like maybe a trickle of one player or two players that might be out because of COVID, but it was like, oh, it
Yeah.
seems like they might have got the shit handled and stuff. And then it felt like after the whole Aaron Rodgers debacle, the floodgates just opened.
I think when dang. And I think when God, I was about to sneeze. When Antonio Brown and what's the name came
Yeah,
out when
yeah,
they
yeah,
did,
yeah.
I'm like, yo, come on.
It's like, dog, fake cars, my nigga. Like, come on.
The fake cards is what kills me, man. They faked it. So it makes you like, and I'm with anybody on that, man. Say what you will about Aaron Rodgers, man. But he didn't have a fake card.
He just lied. That was about it. It's like, all right.
I mean, yo, wow.
It's like you lied, and it's like, oh, that's fucked up. But Antonio, my nigga, really? Was it worth it? Was it worth it, my dude? You could have just been on the sidelines wearing a mask and been
No,
like, all
no,
right,
no.
cool. Get paid and do whatever and stuff. It's insane. But we're not here to talk about all that. Fuck all that. We're
No.
here to talk about one Washington football team that was talking cash shit after McCartney said, I guarantee the Cowboys were going to win.
I want you to notice the difference between both of us. He's happy. I'm not.
Oh no, I'm happy for different reasons because trust me, I'm okay. I'm 50-50. I'm happy because I'm happy that the defense is 100% healthy now. Thank God.
I'm happy. I'm happy because Jerry didn't have to be petty.
But he was.
He chose it. Do you realize that we
That
went
speaks more to Washington football team, like you said, their stadium and everything, more so than Jerry being petty. But it could be both.
their stadium? We've been hearing this for
Between Chad Dukes ripping
itty bitty people talking about it, but
between
never
Chad
really out there.
between Chad Dukes starting the conversation off of how shitty the field is, the condition of the field, because Chad is probably the only outspoken person was like, dog, the field is shitty. What are we doing here? Like, what the hell, man? He was the only person that heat checked him on it and stuff. And then
Wait a
you
minute,
hear
didn't Washington also have that geyser that was flowing out in the
yeah,
stadium this year?
yes. The stadium, they've just not been handling the maintenance of that
I
stadium very
You
well.
know
It's
what? It
just
could be because here's the thing. It could be because all of us in this city know what RFK looks like right now. So
abandoned. The rats
our
own it now.
yeah, shut up. So, it could be that we see that, and that's our gauge for what's a ready looking stadium. So we look at FedEx like, man, they all right.
It's like they'll be fine. They'll be fine.
They'll be fine, man. Just put some duct tape on the side of it, man.
They got the audacity to want
Just
to
a
put a
drywall, man. Put some drywall right there, man. You be good.
fools
Give
got
me
the
some glass.
audacity to want to have a stadium out in Ashburn. I was like, I see your game.
These
I see you. I
motherfuckers over
see.
there like this. Hey, man, let me see some. Let me give me some plaster, man. I can do. Man,
Oh,
you know
I
how
see.
many? Hey, Chris, here's my thing. Do you know how many desperate, and I mean desperate, Washington football team fans out here that are actual contractors, that are decent working contractors that will fix up that stadium on a super budget just so they can take a picture with a player off that damn team.
I'm just
You
saying.
mean to
Look,
tell me you got all these old black men who are journeyman plumbers
mhm.
in this city? Let me tell you something about the unions in the city. The unions pay good in this city. If you were a union in the city, good for you. Good for you. That and a metro job is two jobs they don't like giving to people in this city. And if you got it, you got it. So here's my thing. You mean to tell me good contractors
HVAC.
throughout the city, DC, Maryland, Virginia. You mean to tell me you can't get a good 45 of them? Like, hey man, look, Dan really needs your help. No. The Hogs really need your help. You
They can
mean
do it. I mean,
to do
just
that?
carve out like a $2 million budget, divvy it out to these contractors, and get that shit popping. That's all I'm saying.
Dog, you will get this thing done in a weekend, man. Go,
Good music, good to go.
I hate it. Look, you're gonna be funny? Yeah, I'm about to be real funny. Got all these hard working Hondurans out here. You mean to tell me we
This is why I'm looking at Dan. He want to go to Ashburn, thinking that niggas ain't gonna fucking travel to fucking Ashburn to see them
I
fucking
like the
games.
fact that with all of this contrivity going on by the shitty stadium, you still got Dan Snyder up there ducking the media, and it's great. So what is
COVID, good. Get it away from me.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. So not only did we do that, right?
Mhm.
I told myself this. I need us to beat them thoroughly because I know offense has not been good. Let's real talk. Dak has been terrible. He has been
Yeah,
terrible. I don't know what has happened to him.
it's really bad
He's
reads.
terrible right now. And he got people that are hurt in front of him now.
Bad reads, but also I'm looking at some of the wide receivers. Stop dropping balls, guys.
It ain't even that, man. He's overthrowing, he's underthrowing. Dak is playing like
I
some
counted, I counted,
ball.
I, I counted 2 possible touchdowns that we could have had in that game.
It was insane. But here's the problem I had, Chris. You know this as well as I do. And I will forever be respectful of this when it comes to Washington football fans. When Dallas is beatable, they can smell blood.
Oh, D.
I will, Chris. You know as well as I do, we respect Washington when they know they can beat us.
Oh, dude, here's
Ooh,
how I
I have
do.
never look. I respect some of the football they play against us when they beat us,
But
because every time they beat us, it's them winning despite themselves. But that being said, when they smell blood, when they
oh, you
know
mean
they
like
got
last
it,
season during COVID season when they
oh,
smelled blood and whooped us thoroughly? Yeah, that
nigga,
season.
nigga,
But no,
nigga.
here's the
I
thing.
hate it when they get smelled.
But
Like in the third quarter when they scored. No, when Dak
oh no,
when
I
they
was getting to that.
before the pick six, they
No,
knew
no,
it.
no, no, no. But D, my butt clenched because I went from partying and nobody that was Redskin fans were saying shit on Facebook. They were all silent, like this is some bullshit. How the fuck we losing, right? Dak threw the pick six for a touchdown. My butt clenched, like, oh shit, fuck. All of a
Here's
sudden,
the word.
Redskin fans like, oh shit, oh man, and I was like, oh god, oh
The
god.
problem I'm having with McCarthy is very simple. He is leaning on his high end talent, and that's what he did in motherfucking Green Bay. We cannot be surprised on this. But the part I'm really having a problem with right now is that Dak is seriously gone out of sync. I think Dak being out of sync is what's really hurting this team hurting the team the most.
Yeah,
Zeke is clearly hurt, but he has no choice but to play
you're gonna take him out.
because we
If
don't have Tony Pollard's done for the
but here's
season.
the thing: if they win against the Giants, I got a feeling they're gonna sit Zeke down for the last two games.
You know, I hope they do.
Because if they
I
beat the
hope they do.
if they beat the Giants, they're pretty much locked in for the playoffs at that point.
I hate saying. Look, I'm not saying this with no confidence. I think they already are locked, but
Well, you got
still,
the it's
no, they're
pretty
not.
much
Of
you
course,
have
not.
to put it this way, they have to beat the Giants and they might have to beat Washington again to really lock it in. I don't see
Yeah,
them beating Arizona, but weirder things have happened in this NFL season, so
you
I'm
know
not
how it
gonna
is with that, and that's what I'm saying. They got to find their mojo, get it bounced because they ain't got Tyron
now
Smith next week. We ain't
now
got Tyron next week, bro.
now I will say this. The backup running back for Dallas, I like him a little bit. He's all right. He does the job. He ain't fucking Zeke and shit. He does the job. Like
He ain't Tony Pollard, man. Like I said, we don't lose Tony. We
he
don't lost
he
Tony.
hey, he gets 5 yards. It's a hard fought 5 yards.
Zeke,
It ain't
like
easy
I said,
5 yards.
and I hate it for Zeke because Zeke, he got hurt early this season, and we all knew it. We all knew he should have sat down, and he didn't. And
Because
it
he
ended
wants
up
to
being
play.
to the point he couldn't sit down no more. It sucked, man. That sucked.
Now I did thought it was smart of McCarthy to sit him down in the second half. Like, hey, dude, rest yourself. We're just gonna run him. If we need to use you, we'll put you in for a play. But sit your ass down. Like, just
I
chill.
just like it sucks. You would think the way they got it, the way the season is about to end. If you could, man, you if they still had Tony, I would sit down Zeke for the rest of the season.
But Tony
Get
got
all the time you need, brother.
Tony might not be back into the playoffs because he got plantar fasciitis or whatever the fuck
Oh
that
yeah,
is
yeah.
and
I
shit.
call it plantar fasciitis. I know that. But that
Yeah.
being said though, Tony, but I don't. I think he's done. I think you're done after that. And like only way you will come back is if we have only way you come back if we have a bye week.
Which, um,
That's the only thing I think. If we
but
have
I
a
would say
bye
this.
week before that, man, that's the only way he could.
But I would say this. Here's the sick part about the Washington Cowboys game, right? The Washington fan base was already leaving the stadium before the pick six. They were all like, "Yeah, we're fucking done. We're out." Right. The sick part was they threw the pick six, and it's like the stadium got lively. I was like, I thought half of y'all left. I was like, all right, let's see where this goes. And then, and then one, Micah Parsons just said, "Fuck you. We're
You know
winning
what?
this
Here's the funny thing.
shit."
I will say this: despite there was being a chance for Washington to come back, um, I think all of us seen football, at least Cowboy Washington games long enough to know where the ebb and flow shows up at. And really what it was, this was one of those examples where Dallas played way lower than they should have, and they almost got punched in the mouth for it. That's just all that was. We knew that
Yeah.
I knew that Washington didn't have enough to win. The problem is it just falls back on what I said the last 2-3 weeks or probably the whole season is that Taylor can't score no touchdowns. And
Yeah, it
now
kind of exposed it. It really did
yeah,
because it's like because I think was it the guy that was commentating
I don't
uh
know who's commentating the game. Speaking of which,
but
I got a story about that because I was listening to it on the radio.
but here's the thing. He was saying Washington's strength when those during that 4 game winning streak was that they were ahead and they were able to bleed the clock.
Mm-hmm.
But they weren't able to do that because once Dallas jumped up 18-0, you put it all on Taylor to try to throw the ball to get them back in the game, and they couldn't do shit.
I put it to you this way. And y'all, they can get whatever positives they can out this game, but
Yeah.
I put it to you this way: if that pick six never showed up,
Mm-hmm.
how would y'all be reacting to the game? That's my thing. That's the way they need to take it. And like, yo, they might have to start Kyle the next game because Taylor looks like he might be hurt for the next few games himself.
Look,
Here's the thing.
he
Here's
was,
the thing. That's the main problem about Washington. They can't score. They simply cannot score. And I told them, like, the reason why and also the reason why they was ahead those other games, they weren't playing the defense like Dallas. Let's take the time to say, Chris, it's been
no, they did play. They did
let's
play
say it
Tampa
right
Bay.
now.
They did play Tampa Bay.
Let's say it right now, Chris. Every 5 years we get a Michael Parsons, man. I hope he breaks the mold and becomes all the way special. Because this dude is inside. Everything about
I'm pretty sure
this
Taylor.
dude
I'm pretty
is
sure
a
Taylor
fucking
every
monster.
time. I'm pretty sure Taylor every time he snapped the ball is like, "Where's Micah? Where's Micah? Where's Micah?" Ah!
Where's 11? Where's 11? Where's 11? Where's 11?
Because
Where's 11?
every play, every commentator this whole week that has broke down that game, like the way Quinn has played Micah, it's like, all right, we're going to use Micah here. We're going to use him here. They never use him on the same play twice.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
They switch him up every play.
They switch him to the inside or they switch him to the outside. The one thing that they did that was really interesting that they switched him to the outside. Micah didn't want it. It was like, and Dan Quinn was like, don't trust me on this. They switched him to the outside, right there, posted up on the outside with him alongside him is Brandon Gregory. And right there in the middle is DeMarcus Lewis. Now everybody's like, DeMarcus is an in rusher. DeMarcus can play inside because this is what ended up happening. Every time they rushed from a certain side in that type of motion, what they had to do was, okay, somebody pick off 11. Somebody pick off Randy. Oh, fuck. DeMarcus already done broke through.
Yep.
Okay. Push the whole line back. Sure, you're pushing Randy and DeMarcus back. Where's a pop? You know what I'm saying?
Out of nowhere.
Okay. Here we want to do. We're going to utilize and make sure that Micah has to swing out because we're doing like kind of a hitch route. So we're going to have somebody swing out for him, fool him off, get him off his base. Make sure that he's going this way. We're going to swing out this way. What they wasn't ready for was the fact that you forgot one person I did not mention that has been a quiet, very solid person in this whole defense. His name is fucking Van Der Esch. Here comes Van Der Esch on the outside. Fuck! Throws the ball away. Randy Gregory. Doop, doop, runs for a touchdown.
Everybody forgets about Van Der Esch.
How insane it is to deal with the front seven of Dallas right now, young.
Healthy front seven. That's scary.
And they're all fast. All of them are fast. That's the real problem I have with that. That's the real deadly thing about the Dallas defense right now. Everybody's fast.
The sick part, right? Let's just go with the logic that somehow Dak finally starts getting back into the groove. Now you got a scary ass team near the end of the season. If they start clicking, if he gets back into how he was the first 6 games, that's scary.
I think if you're anything going in, you got to go at Dallas's head right off the break. You got to get them right off the break. Make sure that offense doesn't stay on that field at all. I think everybody saw how the Redskins played Dallas, and they're we're gonna do the same thing. Make sure Dak has nobody to throw it to. Make sure these sorry ass running backs don't go
only
nowhere.
Get 2 yards.
Zeke is an old man right now, so we can do whatever we want to Zeke. We can control their offense. If you're any team going against Dallas right now, if you can control that offense, you don't beat us. I think you don't beat us. So far the defense hasn't really shown what can really slow their ass down outside of the offense being sorry shit.
Jerry gonna tell Zeke to take some Robitussin for that fucking knee in a minute.
Oh man, Oh man, no, no. I think Jerry at this point, I think I'm gonna get me a new one. Yeah, that's right. I
Well, I
said new.
mean,
I
we took
look, that's right. I said new one. I said new one like it's a thing or a product or something like that. That's what I said. I'm devaluing you as a man, boy.
speaking of which,
Stand up for yourself.
a stunner of a game that I didn't see coming. The Rams beat Arizona.
I thought that was actually a really good game. That was actually one of 3 games I seen. I
I
ain't seen
was
that game.
shocked that they were able to put the screws to fucking old boy on Arizona. I was like,
I know. I
oh,
mean, Kyler Murray really had nowhere to throw it to.
they put
Aaron
the
Donald
screws
was in
to him.
that
I was
nigga's
like,
face
God
every
damn.
single second, man. And Aaron Donald was in that dude's face. They made him so uncomfortable. By the time the third quarter came, man, it already felt like it was official that the Rams ran away with that game. It was like
Even with the comeback,
even with the comeback, I knew they weren't going to win that game. Chris, it was just
like
wow. It was
I've never
thorough. It was thorough.
because no team has put the screws to freaking Kyler Murray like that.
Here's the
This
thing about Arizona. I think they're very beatable. Despite as good as they are, I think anybody. I think they remind me of Atlanta before they went to the Super Bowl. They got a lot of good offensive power, but I think you can beat that.
now, do I think this was a good statement game for Rams because they definitely need it because
Yes, they did.
God knows everybody was like fuck the Rams because they
But
ain't
here's the
good.
funny thing about the Cardinals. The Cardinals wasn't 100% themselves, were they? It wasn't like the Cardinals. Like I
Other
mean, you still
than
getting remember, you still getting Kyler coming back from an injury, man.
well, he was still fresh, so he wasn't hobbling or anything. They didn't have
Yeah, I know he
They
won't
didn't.
like
They
this.
didn't have. I would say this. They didn't have Hoskins, but they were still doing pretty good.
Oh my gosh, man! But
But
I thought that was an excellent game for the man. The only other game I can really comment on is the most Vikings game I have ever seen in my life. How
yes,
do y'all? How did they win?
due to
How?
one what's his face on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Hey guy, you got 30
Claypool, Chase
Claypool. Hey Claypool.
Claypool.
Hey Claypool. You have 30 seconds on the clock and your team has no timeouts. You might not want to do that because that's
Why
extra.
is he doing any of that? It wasn't even that
You got
bothered
6
me,
yards, no first down, and you're doing this.
dog. What
Nigga,
are you
that's like
doing?
5 seconds off the clock. You could have just got back to the line because Ben is like, yo, get back to the fucking line. Like, what are you doing?
Everybody is sick of him, man. The team is sick of him. It's like, dog, you earn none of the none of this. It's like, yo, like the ego he has makes no sense. But that ain't what I'm focused on. I'm focused at that the Vikings did everything to
They
have the
ran
game
away
in
with
their
it.
hands.
They ran away with it in the third quarter, and it's like all of a sudden they just said, "Yeah, fuck defense." And I'm like, "Why y'all playing prevent defense in the third?"
It's like
Like
they had a beautiful golden turkey come out the oven, and it was like it's so perfect, isn't it? Don't want it and just drops it on the floor.
even with them winning, it just feels like you guys really should have lost that.
Oh, Mike Zimmer cannot get fired quick enough, in my opinion. Why is he still there? They can just fire him now. It ain't gonna make a difference.
Well, they at least, unlike Urban Meyer, they're gonna at least keep his dignity in check and let him finish out the season and then
Oh
fire
my
him.
god, Urban. Like I still can't get over the fact that Urban really thought that he was going to finish the season. So
He
he got Tim Tebow. I knew it was over, Chris.
DD, he got fired on his probationary period. Ain't that a bitch? Probationary period. He got fired. Just
Imagine if like I had people join my job and quit hours before their job because they got another job or some shit.
that happens. That's it's funny. That happened at the liquor store. I'm like the youngest person there. We had another dude that wanted to work there, right? The next day, he was like, "Oh, I'm gone. I got another job." And I was like, "Why'd you?" Okay, fine,
Not even that.
fine.
It's like with Urban, it really feels like, all right, guys, we'll see you Monday.
Screw you guys. I'm going home. Hey, D.
All right, man. Yeah, it's been good. It's been real good. Hey, okay, tomorrow. Yeah, it's gonna be great tomorrow, isn't it? All right, I see you.
But D, here's the thing. Hey, Ravens fans, y'all looking so down bad right now.
I think I did see some of that Ravens game though.
That D, as soon as Lamar went down, it's like the air got sucked out of Ravens Nation immediately. Like they knew it was coming, and it was only a matter of time. I think it's something to be said about like the fact that the Ravens O line hasn't necessarily been good for Lamar, especially this season. And I knew he was going to get injured behind that line, and that's exactly what the fuck happened.
It feels like the Ravens are a car that needs to be pushed, and then somebody has to like
Jump
start the
started.
car up.
That's what happened. And yeah, as soon as he went down, and it seems like he might be out for like maybe 2 games, and he'd probably be back. But still, it's like, god damn, like
It don't make no sense, bro.
it's to the
I don't know.
Browns. It's to the Browns too, who is like, fuck. I mean, the Browns needed this win. To
Brown.
be fair, they did. They really needed this game because the AFC, the way it's going to the playoffs, the AFC is such a high, like it could go to anybody. It can go to anybody at this point. And the Browns winning, it helped them. I mean, the fact that the Steelers are still in it says a lot.
Yeah, because it's still like you said, it's still fucking open, man. Right currently, because I forgot, it's always Thursday night. It's Thursday night football right now. Denzel's team is playing the Chiefs right now. I forgot about that.
Yeah, just started. Just
Yeah,
started.
just started. But yeah, that 7 game win streak that the Patriots is on is insane.
Mac
But right
Jones.
now, but like I said, we're at the point though where we're going to start seeing some real separation
the
with
Raiders
these.
are the Raiders had a come to Jesus moment after realizing maybe you shouldn't meet in front of the fucking Arrow at Arrowhead Stadium.
You think? Golly.
The Chiefs rolled over their asses, and I'm like, well, there you go. There you go.
Oh Lord.
Falcons are still in the wild card hunt after beating the Panthers.
Falcons and the Saints are still in it. Technically,
Sick.
I'm
Sick.
just I'm
I'm
going with
sick.
anybody right now. I'm going with anybody that has won 6 games. That will be the Saints, the Falcons, the Vikings,
The Washington.
Washington, the Eagles. And just for 7 games, let's just add on the 49ers.
49ers. Bengals
Yep.
are still in it too. That's
The Bengals are in it.
Yep, 7-6.
Let me go back over here.
They're 7-6.
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
Ravens are technically in it. Yeah.
it's,
But like I said, we're going to start seeing the separation soon in the AFC, though.
yeah, but NFC, it's like, man, Seahawks, they somehow are still in it.
No, I think the Seahawks are done.
Oh no, they're technically still in it by numbers.
I don't give a crap about technical, Chris. They only won 5 games. They're done.
All right. You might as well say the Bears are done because
Oh yeah, they're done.
Rodgers made them their bitch. I think this solidifies it right here. Like the Bears just Aaron Rodgers just owns them for free. Don't know what to tell you there, Bear.
The Giants are done. The Seahawks are done. The Bears, Lions, and I think
the
Panthers
Lions were done. Like
I don't care what you look. I know some people in Charlotte think the Panthers. No, they
Panthers are done. Their soul got taken.
Shit up now.
Who knew Dallas taking their soul was that?
Let me get this right. It's just the Jets, the Texans, and the Jaguars.
Yeah.
Everybody else in the AFC is still in it. Wow.
Yeah.
Proud day for the American.
The Bills had a shot to take out Tom Brady, and Brady became Brady. Just they had it. They had it. And then just
they had that shit, man. They did mess that up, bro.
Oh man. Yeah, but that was really the highlights of pretty much week 14 was like the Dallas game and the Raiders getting their asses fucking handed to them and stuff, and the Titans just putting another L on the fucking Jaguars.
All right, so let's get to these picks, bro.
I got Kansas City winning.
I got Kansas City winning, but I am rooting for the Chargers. Just want to see something to happen that really.
Chargers would be a game. Chargers winning would be a game changer, though, definitely. Raiders Browns. I got the Browns.
Who needs this more? Because I feel. Hold on now.
Browns needed more probably. Raiders to stay in it. They need to win it because they're 6 and 7.
If I will say this, if the Browns win this, that's the end of the Raiders to me.
Oh yeah, it's done.
I think if they lose, they're done. If you have 6 games right now, you're done. If you lose,
you have to win out. If you're in the AFC, you need to win out in order to have a shot to get in.
Exactly. So right now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think the Raiders stay in it. I think they're gonna beat the Browns.
All right. Patriots Colts. I'm going Patriots.
You know what? Let's keep the Mac train going.
Yeah, might as well. Panthers Bills. I'm going Bills.
Panthers Bills.
Yep.
I'm going Bill. Like, yeah, I already said it. The Bills are the
Oh,
Panthers are done.
I forgot we're at that point in the NFL season where we're getting Saturday games because Raiders, Browns, and Patriots, Colts is Saturday games.
Yeah, I just see that. Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah. Forgot we're near the NFL season where that's happening.
Yep.
Cardinals, Lions, Cardinals, y'all got this. You be the.
Cardinals, of course, yeah.
I mean, short of a Rudy moment between Lions winning, but Cardinals. um, Tank Bowl, Jets, Dolphins.
That's not a tank bowl
Okay,
because,
all right.
because the Dolphins are still thick within it, and
Alive.
they're going to win that one.
Yeah, I think Dolphins are gonna win. Dallas Giants. Wow, another 1:00 game. Nice.
Yep.
Um,
Dallas is going to have to win that one. So yeah, I
um,
think if you're Dallas, you have to win out just to mean something for yourself.
yeah.
So
Sick
yeah,
part is we're probably not gonna get that on Fox here. We're gonna probably end up getting this next one, Washington Eagles,
yeah, this is an important game.
for one of them. I'm gonna lean it towards the Eagles because
Actually, hold on. Let me see.
they're playing in at the link.
This is their second game they played each other, right?
I believe so.
Wow. Okay. This is very important. Both 6 and 7. I already said it. Or I already said it before.
No. First game.
Oh, this is their
Because I
first
forgot
game?
the last 4 games for the NFC East. They're basically playing each other except for Dallas, who they got Arizona in the mix with all that. But like Dallas, Washington, Giants, and Eagles, they're all playing each other their last 4 games.
So that being said, this ain't the all important game of it, but I think this
It's
is a
one of
very
it, part one of
I think
2
this
of
is a
important
very
games.
important game. This is one of the 2 last games that you can lose, I think, in my opinion, for both of these teams. But like I said before, the Eagles can score, Washington can't. So
Yeah.
Eagles.
Titans Steelers. I would say this is more important for the Steelers than the Titans because Titans got a little bit of wiggle room to
I
lose a
think the
couple of
Titans going
games.
to lose that one. I think
Um,
the Titans are just going to lose that one. So I think the Steelers, I think they have to win this next one because they're doing it all for Captain Fat Fuck. So I think they're going
yeah.
to win this next one.
And I think it benefits Titans too because I think Derrick Henry is supposed to be coming back in for the playoffs.
I think right now they're trying their best to heal up and play smart football here on out. I don't see them doing nothing too drag. But the only reason why is because I really don't think they can stop the Steelers the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Steelers, if nothing else, has shown that they're determined to win shit.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, Tank Bowl, Texans Jaguars.
Boy, right after Urban Meyer leaves.
Go Jaguars.
I mean, dog, right? You get a how do you that is the perfect way of doing it, man.
Tank Bowl after you fire your coach.
A tank bowl right after you fire your coach. The good question is, Chris, who do you have winning?
I got Jaguars winning.
I'm sorry, I didn't even know it was at the end part right there. I got it dead in the middle of it. I don't even know the last person that was listening to this theme song. I don't know if it was me or my kids, but whatever.
Who you got? I got
I
Jaguars.
got it right in the perfect.
You got Texans or Jaguars though.
Oh man. Give me the Jags.
All right. All right, Joe Burrow. You dropped the ball against the 49ers. Now you gotta get this important win over the
Oh,
Broncos.
this is very important. I think that
Bengals got a shot to win.
Denver, if you have anything left, go for it.
This is it. This is the one. If the Bengals win, they got a shot of taking the AFC North.
Yeah, I'm like, go for it. Both of y'all, go for it.
That should be a good game.
That's a good game. Hopefully, it's a good game.
Um,
I just think the better team will win it. And I think that's the Bengals.
Another game that's going to be, damn, this is a lot of pivotal games this weekend. Falcons 49ers. Falcons win. They still keep in pace of getting into the playoffs, and 49ers win. That might put them up in the.
Man, it's nothing worse than 2 sorry teams.
They got a shot.
They got a chance.
Woo!
Oh man,
I would say Falcons.
I'm gonna go 49ers.
All right. I guess you say technically, Seahawks Rams. Seahawks could win
Rams.
this.
Rams gonna kill them.
I'm gonna go for the upset, Seahawks.
Yeah.
Um, this is gonna be an interesting game.
I
This,
gotta be the Ravens. I gotta be in the Rams though. Go ahead.
all right. This is gonna be an interesting game. Ravens Packers.
Yeah, it will be.
Packers don't really
no,
need
it won't.
this.
No, it won't. No, it won't. It won't be an interesting game at all. The Packers have no right to lose this game. They're gonna. They should. They win it. And they're playing in where they playing
Baltimore.
at? Baltimore, dude. I'm gonna tell you exactly what's gonna happen. They're gonna fucking lose this game, and we're gonna have no idea. That is my upset of the week. The Packers losing to the Ravens.
Because
I don't know how, but that's my upset.
Because they got Tyler Huntley as their quarterback, and I mean he did all right to kind of lead them. He tried to lead the comeback against the Browns, and it's just the Browns defense ended up
I
tightening up.
don't know how it's going to work out, but I just got them winning. That's going to be my upset.
Go Tyler Huntley. You know what? I'm with you, Ravens. I got that. Another interesting game, Saints Bucks.
That
now,
is interesting because I got to keep it real. I think the Saints are really kind of mentally done.
So, I mean, they beat the Bucks earlier this year, and they were celebrating.
Did, but that's when they had a healthier team.
Yeah.
So I think they're done.
I don't know because Saints got some players back now. So, I mean,
you just want Tom to suffer, and I'm with you. But nah,
I do want Tom to suffer. So I got the Saints winning over the Bucks.
Good for you. It ain't happening.
NFC North battle, Vikings Bears for Monday night.
I'm sorry, North battle. I know what that is.
I got the Bears winning that one. You know the sick part, D? Tree is gonna play that, even though technically it's not a tank bowl, but he's right.
I know it's not a tank bowl, but you know what? It is.
He's gonna do it. I know he's gonna do it.
It is not a tank bowl by the stretch. But you tell me, Chris, what playoff team?
What is the Vikings playing for? Who are they playing for? Who they playing for? Really?
They're still, like I said, they're still in the hunt of the playoffs.
The Bears are gonna win. The Bears are
gonna
win.
How are they a tanking team in the playoff hunt, dog? They're not tanking. They're not. They are pathetic, yeah. Vikings are gonna win it.
Yeah, I got the Bears winning.
Bears for the upset.
Bears for the upset, man. I got the Bears for the upset, man. I'm telling you, Bears are gonna upset that shit. I
have nothing. I hate the Vikings. Actually, no. Bears win. I hate the Vikings. I don't like the Vikings this year. I really don't.
Oh, man.
I'm going to say it. They should be where Detroit is at. They should only have one victory.
Yeah, but you know how it is. They found a way to, I
don't understand it, Chris. Anyway, whatever.
What's funny? Lastly, to kind of round this out and stuff, Baker Mayfield just ranted about how the NFL was about the protocols and stuff, which I get because it is very confusing, and stuff. Because it's basically he tweeted this out. He basically says, "Make up your damn minds on protocol. Showing up and making only 3 teams test. Also, you can keep the game as scheduled to make money. Actually caring about player safety would mean delaying the game with this continuing at the rate it is. But to say you won't test vaccinated players if they don't have symptoms and to pull this randomly doesn't make any sense to me."
Wow.
So it seems like the NFL might be half-assing it a little bit.
And I tell you what's important about this, and I will give it up to Baker. He's one of technically the cover boys that the NFL like to put out there as one of the, the good quarterbacks.
Yeah. One of the good guys.
One of your faces of the NFL. And I will say that despite what type of quarterback Baker has been, yeah, people know who Baker Mayfield is. You know what I mean? He does have some acclaim to his name. And I mean, well, I don't know what acclaim, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
His name. So that being said, yeah, it should be important somebody like him is saying something because that doesn't make any sense to nobody. The problem about here's my thing with a lot of stuff, and it goes to even with the government a little bit and to other places that want to implement shit like this. Be clear.
Thank you. That's all it is. Just be clear.
Be clear, Chris. I don't think nobody, like here's the thing. People are a lot more willing if you just be clear.
That's the
If
thing.
you
I think
just be
that's
clear.
I think that's what it's always been about because it's like I don't think I feel in my heart of hearts nobody is necessarily saying Fauci is a fraud. It's just can we get some clear like A to Z what this is? All right, cool.
I,
I
don't-
get
like,
it.
I stay out the shit with I do stay out that shit with Fauci because I think a lot of people just need a scapegoat. So I don't even.
Oh, I know that, but the root of it with some people though, I get it. It's a frustration thing where it's like, God,
Yeah, and it
can we get
is.
something? Can I get something that's clear cut so I know what it is?
But that doesn't make
And
sense in my job or some shit like that, or in my state or in my community. We got this weird thing going on, or nobody else is doing this mandate. Should I still be doing it? You know what I mean?
and that's also
Yeah.
state level politicians, obviously, who are being assholes about the shit and stuff. I mean, we saw it
And then
last
we
year.
and
you
then we
know,
get and then we get jobs who are doing their own little things like that. You know what I mean? And I don't even know what the whole thing about job. I think it's funny here in locally in DC where we get people in the government are being forced to do it and they're saying no and they're going like, all right, you have no job. Like and they're like, wait a minute, you can't do that. All
low so
right,
low
yes,
keto
the fuck
D,
you can.
low
So
low
it's
so
weird that I get it. For some people seeing this crap, they could just do that. I'm like, and the sad part about it is, at least in my opinion, it's like most of us work for a big time corporation. They could do that anytime the fuck they feel like.
goes
It, like,
capitalism.
like they didn't need you to cough funny to find a way to massively fire us for no fucking reason.
But that's
If they
also
wanted to look, trust me, if these Fortune 500 companies wanted to do that to you, they wanted to put a mandate on you so badly to hurt you so badly, they could
mhm.
find another way of doing that shit without you popping up with COVID. Trust me, if they wanted to get rid of you. Oh, Melinda, it's Melinda. It's a Wednesday. You know what? You didn't say hi. Say hi to Derek walking in. You're fired. Well, that became a rule yesterday, ho. You know what I'm saying?
But also it's the
They
fact
can do
that
whatever they want. So like here's my thing. I would like I get it when you see it is over like a sickness like this. Yes, it looks like it's straight out of a sci-fi novel and it sounds scary. I don't blame you.
but it's
But
also the people that are bucking
reel it
hard,
in.
the people that are bucking hard. What I'm seeing, it's older folks that were already like, I was gonna retire, but I just still was stuck around. So I guess I got a reason to fucking get the fuck out of here now because they want to test me for COVID. I'm like,
That's so
good.
funny. I thought my mom would did that shit. My mom's about to retire. Shout out to my mom. She about to retire from the for the government. And I like, Mama, you gonna do what the government said and do all that extra shit? I don't care. I mean, I'm vaccinated, but I don't care.
Oh no, but I've overheard older folks in the store.
Oh, I heard it too.
I was in
Oh,
Safe
you hear them all the time,
I
man.
was in Safeway a couple of weeks ago, and I hear these two older guys that talking and stuff. You know how older guys talk about how their jobs and stuff, right? He's like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, they want to sit there and have me sit there and get this vaccination. I might go in here and just retire, man. It's been a long time coming." And I was just sitting back trying. Again, I got my mask on, so I'm laughing a little bit to myself, like, "This is funny. This is funny. He just wanted an
Mhm.
excuse to get the fuck out of the
He
job."
just wanted. He didn't want to be there in the first place. Like, yo, man. Hey, Mark. You were leaving anyway, Mark.
But I just like those conversations with
I
some of
don't
the
know.
older folks.
Everett done put in his clothes. Like he done put in his. He done put in his 2 week notice before COVID even started. I don't know why
You just bullshit this last 2 years.
he making a statement and shit.
It's like he's leaving. He was already
Then
put.
of course somebody got like, he divorced his wife. It's been funny since then, bro.
But anyways, folks, that is it for Working Title Sports Show this year. We're finally getting to this point. Even the fantasy, me and Denzel, we're in the fantasy Working Title Sports Show fantasy league. Me and Denzel are in the playoffs right now. Who you facing off against, D?
I'm facing off against I think it's Andre. I'm not really sure. But
Okay.
I know I gotta get my team ready because I didn't have my team out there. Basically, somebody got a free win on me last week because I totally didn't touch my team and I still had Trevor Lawrence playing out there and like no running back. So
Yeah,
I don't know, man. I'm very beatable these playoffs, man. I ain't got
I
nothing.
had to make some adjustments and stuff on the running back because I got old boy from Atlanta, and I was like, I gotta slot him in because this dude is questionable and shit. So I had to
Man,
slot him in. I was like, I got 8 points. I'm good.
I
And
had
then
no choice but to keep Trevor Lawrence because Lamar Jackson decided to get hurt, and I don't know if Kyler Murray's going to cough too hard and throw out his bat.
also, I like how Mo thought that he had me. He's like, hey, Chris. Oh, OBJ, he's gonna fucking do great. And I was like, sir, I have Cooper Cup. Who's number one receiver on the Rams again?
And here's my thing that gets me with Mo because he beat me. Like, yeah, I fought like Mo didn't talk that shit with me because he knew I didn't play like half my team, so he didn't say shit. This nigga knew he gonna
He
beat
talked
me.
all that shit. I was like, Mo, I have the number one receiver in Cooper Cup. Who do you think
It
they're
is
gonna
so
go to?
odd. It is so odd. It's bad enough that that DK is not taking part in it this year, so we don't get a lot of his chatter. But Mo, because Mo Real Talk does Earth 2 and he does his own thing. I don't try to force Mo to do a whole lot of shit when we just keep
Oh
in
no.
contact with us. But I do fucking hate his inconsistent trash talk this year.
Oh,
It is
I
so
appreciate the
fucking
trash
annoying.
talking, but he, like you said, he did it at the
It is
worst
just
time.
it's this inconsistent for me.
I know.
I don't
You're
care.
right on the inconsistency. He's just
Look, it's Mo. He my favorite Nigerian, but this nigga is so inconsistent this year, bro. I can't
he
even.
did it at the worst
I hate it
time.
this year.
Like he did it at the worst time because I was like, Mo, I get it. You cut the lead down close with me, all right. But understand, I have Cooper Cup. He is going to get targeted tonight. I'm just saying.
Chris, it don't matter that shit.
It's
You know what?
OBJ. He's great. Why do I sound like Trump now? He's great.
Well, he got that little air in his voice. You know, it's weird, man. You know, man. You know when that he gonna kick my ass if you ever hear this. I'm gonna say this. You know how African niggas is when they want to try to sound like they from America. That's because you talked about my accent. So there we go.
Well, you know, at least it isn't Will Smith. Tell the truth. Tell the truth.
Oh, he called me that. I was like, "Fuck you." That hurts me.
You're
I'm
better than Will.
offended.
Sir,
Ugh.
you're better than Will Smith. Because even
I don't
Will,
think I am. I don't think
I don't know. Even
I,
Will Smith talked cash shit about his accent afterwards. And I appreciate Will Smith for at least
I
saying,
don't
yeah,
know,
it was
man.
shit.
I just need like put it this way, man. I just need somebody to properly teach me how to say African words like you would in the hood, and I'm good. And after that, give me about 2 weeks. I'm a talk like him.
Just take from the great exquisite black actor Delroy Lindo from Congo. There you go.
See, the last time I did that, everybody said I sounded super phony, and I was trying to sound like something else.
So maybe Delroy Lindo has the juice, I guess. Maybe
because not everybody talks like they don't do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't have a roll to their voice.
Yeah.
They don't do that a lot, and I do that, and I think that really pisses off Africans.
Meanwhile, Ernie Hudson was like a British South African.
Man,
so.
look, I already know right now, man. Look, whatever. Whatever. Anyway,
Ernie Hudson was like Trevor Noah. It's like, so you're okay. All right, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually was born in South Africa.
Because I am a black man.
Now, why you talk like this? Oh, this is just to talk to the white man. You think I talk like this amongst my people? Like you that would have been great to have a scene where it's a Congo, so it'd be great for him to have that little thing. He just starts talking. I don't know the actual language they use out there in the Congo, but he starts talking to the brothers like that. That would have been deep.
Meanwhile,
and like Ernie's going for it. He's like, "What's the problem? Seems that we have a disagreement."
Meanwhile, Digimon Hansu.
I love that.
Meanwhile, Digimon Hansu, angry African, and I'm like, Jesus.
He always plays that because he always sounds like that.
Like I saw him in Kings. I saw the trailer for Kingsman, and I was like, "Are you gonna play angry African, but you just proper British suit?"
Goddamn right, he gonna play it.
I mean, he looked dope. Right. He looked dope in the suit, but I'm like, yeah, you're gonna be angry African.
All right, that's enough of that. Next time you do hear us though, we plan to do a show before Christmas. It might be after Christmas, don't matter. But
also talk about Christmas NBA games because that's gonna be a big thing.
But let's put it this way: Three Black Geeks is pretty much gonna be D and Chris the whole month of December.
It's the dog days of the NFL.
Yeah. Anyway, well, we see y'all next week, yeah.
All right, peace.